The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect.
Welcome to the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 965. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling or wondering the alignment of Elmo. We're here, and the show exploded. And has been for the last half hour, by the way. You're joining our Mayhem party already in progress, pretty much, because everybody's fucking here right now.
It's just like AEW. We have a 2-hour pre-show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we kind of did. But anyways, with us, first of all, you heard the voice. Mad Mike is back with us. Hello.
What up? And here's what I say to everybody.
Is that a Lego Galactus?
Galactus middle fingers.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Galactus middle fingers for all.
And that has been his AEW All In review. Also with us is the Riz.
No.
The Riz? Hi.
It's me.
It's you.
I've been here the whole time.
And you got a special background.
Oh.
Because somebody else is here.
Somebody
else is here? Wait, what's that voice in the distance?
Hello.
It's intern John.
Yay.
Eagle-Eyes have returned.
Yes. We've been, I don't know if you know, John, we've been carrying the Eagle on throughout your absence as you return to your home planet, to Cleveland.
We have been dropping down and getting our eagle on.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Good.
And
very
in
good.
fact, let's wait.
Oh, yeah, we got two versions. There you got the head, and then you got the full on.
Head,
You got,
and I got
there you go.
boobs.
Yeah.
There's the main
there we
event
go.
right there.
There is
There
the
we
pecs
go.
right
There
there.
it is. There
That
it
is
is.
I mean, I don't even need to be
Now-
on here anymore.
Now, I wasn't around when this was created.
No, you weren't. You were doing
no,
something else
No.
up north.
I just accept it. Is there an eye in the middle of that one pec, or is that like an optical illusion? Or is it like a Rorschach thing and it's what you want?
It is AI, so who knows?
This
I
one
mean,
right here?
yeah.
Or you
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
this?
yeah. That,
Oh,
yeah, it does look
Or
like
the
that.
nipple.
We
Yeah,
think it's
but a
nipple
little-
piercing.
a
We
little
thought
bit
it was-
above
yeah.
the nipple. Above the nipple.
Oh, yeah, a little
so
bit.
not the actual
Back
nipple.
into
So
the
like
left.
like toward
Back
the
into the
sternum.
left.
Oh, this.
Yes. Is that an eye?
I have no idea.
No.
Yeah.
Use your
I
imagination.
just assumed
I
it was
see
like
it
the eye
now.
of Ra.
Oh, I'm not going to unsee that.
Nope,
All right.
nope. And now let's
Good.
go to the Mayhem couch. Holy shit, it's full.
Oh, it's friends.
Everybody showed up. But I
Hi, friends.
only invited Emily.
No, I asked permission. I didn't
You
just
did
show up.
ask permission.
Okay. I
Yes.
just want to make it clear.
Just show.
Also, I have one other disclaimer. All of Mad Mike's opinions about AEW should be taken with about 100 milligrams of salt. So,
There you
Yeah,
go.
because I'm known to be salty, but I have good and bad things to say
There you
because I watched AEW in a Dave and Buster's.
Exactly. We'll get into that. Mac Harlan's is back. Mason is here. If you're on the Circuitron Media feed, that on either of our Patreons, we got an update on Mason Mania and everything going on in the figure fed.
it's nuts, man.
Sting is heel, for instance.
Sting is a heel.
Look at that. Look at that notebook. Look at that
This-
notebook.
This notebook is
Right.
everything we've booked for the last year and a half.
I mean,
I've had a,
Oh,
I,
I love
Yeah.
it.
I've had a very similar notebook back in my EFED days.
There you go.
I'm really glad we're writing this
I
stuff
want to play
down.
against Mason in GM mode.
There you
Yeah.
go. Oh, that needs to
Oh,
go
yeah.
down. That needs to go
Yeah.
down. Yeah. And
I would
also,
love to do that.
Emily Fear is here of the Grit and Glitter podcast.
hey.
Hey! And the bubble provider at Enjoy Wrestling. That was an enhancement for the show, I believe. I was appreciating it.
I've been officially outed as the bubble purveyor.
You have
yeah.
no idea how many times while I was switching that show, I'm seeing a shot for the entrance of like, those bubbles are so fucking cool.
I think they look really good. I really hope that the Enjoy folks don't mind. We didn't get in trouble after the wedding in March, so I figured it was okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody minds bubbles.
I
No,
mean,
no.
As the father of a 1.5-year-old, nobody minds.
oh, the kids love the bubbles.
Mhm.
Buttercup, maybe.
What?
Oh, Yeah, Powerpuff Girls reference.
Oh, I got you.
Come on.
Oh,
Wow.
Come on,
Wow.
get
It's
to-
been a
get to it,
while.
sir.
It's been a while. I'm sorry.
Get
I'm
with
sorry.
it. Get with the kids.
Kids. We watched the Power.
Get with the millennial.
Get with
the
the
elder millennials.
the elder. Let's get all Tsunami up in this bitch. Anyways, let's get into the wrestling up in this bitch. Anyways, yeah, no.
Lucha.
There you go. Oh, jeez, where do we even catch up on? There was so much wrestling this weekend. Let's start with, because we did choose. We made our choice here in the studio, and we had All In on Saturday. Did not watch any WWE until late the next day, personally, because I had to go see Superman, so, which is maybe a Patreon conversation if anybody's seen that yet.
Oh, it definitely is.
Okay, that's gonna
I
happen.
have thoughts.
Oh my, I can't wait for that, because that was delightful. Also delightful to me, at least, was All In. It was, what did we scale this as an 8-hour pay-per-view with pre-show?
Yeah.
I believe. So
Yes.
now this is the WrestleMania of that promotion. And I feel like they are taking on the old mantle of WrestleMania's past of the way too long shows.
You know what? Everyone told me that WrestleMania needs to stop being 8 hours. So why is it okay for one company to do it?
It's
All
not.
In should be 2 days.
No.
No. Okay, good.
No.
First day should be All. Second day should be In.
No. It should not be 8 hours.
Yes.
It should also not be 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
It should be one show that is not 8 hours.
Yes. You
Call
could have
me-
cut half the
call me
matches from that
crazy.
show, and it would have been a better experience.
But you know what? All that being said, and maybe I'm kind of the chase here, but like, I really liked pretty much every match.
Yep.
I don't know what I would have cut if
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, the gauntlet matches or the men and women's casino gauntlet matches were fun and good way to get a lot of the roster featured, but
Mhm.
also they weren't long enough to be compelling stories within themselves.
Mhm.
So like they could probably have been eliminated. Also, I don't really understand why we have Casino Gauntlet in a show that's not casino themed. It's not Double or Nothing. It's
Wait,
not at
hold
Vegas.
on. The Casino Gauntlet matches weren't long enough to be compelling.
No,
The first one was 35 minutes.
yeah, that's for a gauntlet match. That's not that long.
Nothing.
It's a not a traditional
It's long
gauntlet.
for anything, Emily.
It's
I
like-
really
It
gotta
is
think.
long for anything except for a gauntlet match.
That's long for an episode of Seinfeld. They're 35 minutes. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
let's be serious.
Yeah, we're talking 22 and a half minutes with
Yeah, yeah,
commercials.
but-
What's the
Anyway.
deal with gauntlet matches?
No, I'm just saying, like, you're going to have 2 gauntlet matches. They're going
Mhm.
to run about like 30-ish minutes. It's
Mhm.
not going to give you a ton. It's not going to give you the room that you need to play with when it comes to, like, say, like a Rumble-esque match. I'm just saying you probably didn't need them.
Yeah, in the perfect, like, if I play armchair booker here, I would put the gauntlets on your 0 hour, not do anything else on the 0 hour. But in contrast, we did get
Costco guys, Sorg.
there you go, which is, like them or not, it's a draw,
It is.
and it's some of the
It
biggest
is.
pops I've
Is
ever
it?
heard. Oh my God!
So
Los
Is it?
Angeles, it
A
was
draw?
it.
Is it?
Los Angeles, it was the second only to the CM Punk return. It was the loudest I've ever heard in an arena.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll grant you
Costco guys are over, even if they're not
I'll
for you.
grant you that over with the crowd.
Yes.
I'm just saying, as a draw, I have my doubts, but that's okay.
I-
That's a broader conversation.
I had
I think
no
it's
clue.
an excited
No
we're going
clue.
to see
Hold on,
them,
Emily.
but not a reason to buy a ticket.
Oh, Emily.
I had
Sorry.
no clue who this man was.
It's like Speed from Twitch that got taken out by Braun Breaker. You're like, you have no idea who this guy is, but he's important to a lot of people.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but
I
the
hate when
difference is-
wrestling makes me feel out of touch because wrestling is terminally out of touch. Like
Yeah.
they are
Mhm.
10
No,
steps
they are.
behind the main pop culture.
Usually,
So when I am watching wrestling and it makes me feel like I don't get a reference, I'm like,
oh, that's for them kids.
How
Or-
dare wrestling get in touch?
I don't like it.
That's wrong. That's not where it's supposed
I
to
want
be.
my
Wrestling is
AEW
for
celebrities
us
to be
and us
Shaq.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in 2K now, so we're kind of lost Shaq. Shaq
Like,
got lost
I
in the
miss like
trade.
AEW
Yeah.
days where it was like Shaq and I don't know, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes in the front row. Like I want the references that I understand. I don't want Costco guy.
Mhm.
Next thing to be like Target guy or I
Also,
don't know.
We
Isn't there a
can't
Target
even
guy?
officially call him Costco guy.
No,
They're
we
not
can't. No,
allowed
we
to be
can't.
called that.
Well, thankfully he has his own brand, so there's
Well,
that
thank
too.
God.
Wait, he does? What?
Yeah, he's boom. He's
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
the
yeah.
boom. AJ
Boom,
boom,
something or
big
other, yeah.
boom.
All I know is, did he have pizzas on his sweatpants?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
I'm
pizza.
gonna say that there were a couple matches that could have been on the pre-show instead of the stuff that was on the pre-show.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Mike.
Like the World Tag Title match.
I liked the World
Oh,
Tag
that
Title
was a lot in there. I
match.
like that actually.
I know there was a lot in there, but
Yeah.
you can put that on the pre-show because not for a single solitary second did I think anyone other than the Hearst would think it was winning that match.
This is fair.
Okay.
Also, I think there's an argument to be made for that, Mike, because having both that match and the Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve on the same card
Mm-hmm.
did kind of muddle things a little bit because,
Yeah.
like, even I kind of temporarily forgot that the Bucks didn't have the belts, and so like that match felt so big that by the time we got to the three-way for the tag titles, it was like, yeah, it did feel a little bit like an also ran.
And
That being said, like, I don't hide Speedball Mike Bailey under any pre-show, so
No.
I'm saying it's a reason to drive people to the pre-show
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because
Yeah.
honestly, trios titles
Mhm.
that should have been done on Collision. I'm sorry.
Do we have trios?
That
Yeah.
should have been
That was
done on Collision.
That was that first match with Death Dealers or Death Riders and stuff.
Masons or something.
Okay,
you
so
wanna
when
add
I
here?
said, that's right, I did watch that.
Yeah.
So I watched this pay-per-view because it was like 8 hours. I watched it all day yesterday while working from home. So like did stop it and start it periodically. It did take me the entire day to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, we sat down and we went plowed right through that.
That's nuts. That's
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
wrestling.
But also it started at 3 p.m. So
Which was that's
and-
nice, right?
that's nice. I was like, can we just do this all the time? Actually, like,
I was whining about how it was an afternoon show on a Saturday, and then I was like, well, if it's an 8-hour show, you're still watching it in the evening. So I guess
oh
it's
yeah, I couldn't
okay.
believe it was like, I'm like, oh, I'll have playing time. I can watch a little bit of the Great American Bash and go see my movie at 10:20 p.m. And then I'm like, am I going to make my 10:20 p.m. you know, by the end of this thing? Because I'm like, oh, we got like 4 matches left, and it's like 6 p.m. And I was like, wait, one of this is like Omega and Okada. That might be an hour, you know, kind of thing. Although it was on Continental Rules, so I think they only had a 20-minute time limit.
Yeah, they did have a
technically.
time
So,
limit.
it was
Yeah.
a half hour.
was it a half hour?
It was. I'm looking at the results.
Oh,
right
maybe
now.
the United, maybe
just for clarification.
maybe the new belt's under Continental Rules then. So,
Yeah,
but yeah. Anyways,
it definitely wasn't. It didn't go nearly the length that they have
Mhm.
gone.
now when we got to the quote unquote triple main event, man, I think it delivered and escalated in the right way for the most part.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there's a really great 6-match pay-per-view in this card.
I'm
And
like,
I feel like it's a better show.
yeah, it's a tighter show.
I feel like it's a better show
but this is
with a 6-match.
I mean,
card.
it is the big one though, so I think that's one of the things to it too. You want to have a big spectacle. This is them doing a big spectacle, and also you got to think about this too. I was thinking about this aspect of this is a $50 pay-per-view in most venues, right?
Yeah.
Or Dave and Buster's, the night of Dave and Buster's deal. So,
hey, I didn't have to pay anything for
Sure.
this. All I had to do was pay for my food. and drink.
but hypothetically,
$60.
like just say hypothetically, the majority of people are going to pay $50 for this thing, right? $60, whatever the case may be, depending on the venue you're going through, cable, whatever. The competition is WWE, where you're paying $5 a month. Maybe it came with your cable. So when you're like, well, they're doing 4 or 5 match shows, right? But they're PLEs. You're not paying as much money for them. When they say, okay, how am I going to get people to pay $50 for this thing? I think they're going on they're attempting, and we can agree or disagree on how they execute this, but I think the mission is quality and quantity to make sure you're getting a bang for your buck kind of situation.
No show. You could give me my favorite show of all time.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite show of all time. In 2025, no show's worth $50.
Well, that's
my opinion.
okay.
No show is worth $50.
Absolutely. But this is
WWE wrecked the entire pay-per-view model for professional wrestling.
yeah, and
Yes.
in AEW,
But they also started the whole pay-per-view.
in AEW is an
So-
uphill model.
Yeah. A number of companies had a role in that. As
Let
far
the
as the
boys speak.
length of the show goes,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why perhaps this hasn't been mentioned too often around here, but WWE tried to run a couple shows opposite AEW, and I wonder how much that was the motivation on AEW's part to run their show as long as they did
into Saturday Night's Main Event.
To be like, you guys like to run opposite us? We're gonna devour your shows with our big show. You know what? People can make their choice however they want to make their choice, but it ain't like WWE ain't been trying to run in front of that freight train, every chance they try to get.
This is true.
So, they went looking for trouble this weekend. And I think their 3 shows that they tried to run this past weekend ended up just getting devoured by All In. Just from what I've heard, all I've really heard about what WWE has done is that they cut off Goldberg's retirement speech, and that the Evolution show was pretty good.
No, Goldberg's retirement speech was exactly as long as his matches. That's all he deserves. I'm going to say Evolution was a better pay-per-view than All In.
Yes, Emily?
I'm going to say it.
Oh, okay. So we had to put a pin in that.
We'll get to that in a moment. Let's keep on All In for the moment.
I'd be inclined to say that maybe there was some nefarious intent there, but AEW does this with pay-per-views. I mean, all the major companies, both major companies have done this with pay-per-views. We can complain about this 8-hour show, but I believe that this is probably maybe their longest, but not by that much. I do seem to remember other pay-per-views from AEW that ran probably 6.5, 7 hours long.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
If we're counting pre-show. So they have a history of this, whether or not that they're going up against WWE programming. I don't know. At this point, length is a silly thing to complain about. You take it or you leave it. If you're a person who wants to sit there and sink in, I'm a person who has watched Wrestle Kingdom over and over and over again. And those shows are epic poems as well. They take up the entire night and into the dawn. So either you get into it or you piecemeal it I ended up having to do anymore when it comes to watching pay-per-views. It's very hard for me to just sit down and watch one start to finish.
When you have that schedule, I how many times, I don't know how many times I'm I'm working that Saturday. I was actually supposed to work this past Saturday night until they moved the show. And I thought I was going to have to do the very same thing. And I would have been going nuts trying to get all this in. And that's actually how I handled the WWE stuff. I was watching Evolution while I was working on stuff here in the studio on Monday, because what else was I going to do? I'm going to spend time with my wife and not subject her to wrestling all the time.
Same.
God forbid.
I'm going to spend time with your wife.
What? Wait, what? What?
No, I mean, Sorg, we're all going to spend time with your wife.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Well, I did the same thing. I watched All In on Monday while I worked, and I watched Evolution mostly today while I worked. You can do that way. Now, if you're a person who's intent that you're I make my life around these wrestling pay-per-views. I want these pay-per-views to be a little shorter so I can deal with it a little bit better. That's a fair enough complaint, but
but also we're kind of the sickos that watch all of it. So
you could be a sicko in many different ways.
Yes, exactly.
You could schedule your sickness
schedule your sickness.
Sprinkle it through the weekend.
That's my favorite Disturbed song.
Yes.
Schedule sickness.
I want to talk more about the substance and the length of this thing. Although one more
and
note,
the width.
We
also have to mention the width.
The width and the girth
depth
of this show.
We could definitely mention the depth.
Yes.
Anyways, I just want to hit this one point real quick here before we move on, and just for discussions on here. According to WrestlingInc.com, and who's a writer on this? Nobody I know. It marked the 6 rings of in-ring action, which I think is the main show. Has it marked as the longest pay-per-view in the history of professional wrestling. Now, that beats WrestleMania 35 that previously held the record at 5.5 hours.
Was that the one in Arlington?
That was the one in New York.
No, was that Dallas or was that New York?
That
was
show.
New York.
Or Jersey, excuse me.
Wait, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was long.
Yeah, I was at that show. I was at
heard
that show.
So many complaints.
The show that I will never forget.
I didn't have a single one. I got to see the Iconics. I got to see Daniel Bryan. Kofi Kingston. I got to see Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I didn't have a single complaint about that.
The WrestleMania that the only pay-per-view that I have this was notoriously long. I couldn't believe it. The one WrestleMania in Dallas, not the most recent one, the one that had Triple H and Roman in the main event. That sucker.
We were done. We
watched that one together.
Yep.
That one felt like it was about 50 hours long. Yep. That was long. And I don't know, time dilation, wormholes going on around here. But I guess as long as the show is good, you
I'd
can
say
endure.
AEW did not feel as long as that show did
Yeah,
because
I
of
don't
the,
know.
the,
I
the
have to
breadth
say,
of it.
if you're in the arena,
Mhm.
a long show feels different than if you're watching on TV.
This is
Definitely.
also
This
true.
is very true.
But
Yeah.
like,
Because you feel the energy in the arena.
In the
Like
arena.
I was
Yes.
I was at WrestleMania 35. I knew it was a long show. I didn't care. I was
Yeah.
enjoying everything.
exactly. Like your energy is different.
You're never no live wrestling event being there is a bad experience, no matter how usually okay, all right. I have had a few bad experiences. Okay.
I was
Okay.
gonna say you were very skeptical about the counting of
Yes,
the
I know.
Iron Man match.
Yes, you're right.
Mhm.
I attempted to walk out on that show,
Well,
and
wait.
Sorg had to bring. I was in the stair. I was like, I'm out of here.
This
I'm
is the
leaving.
Extreme Rules between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, where Pittsburgh was counting down every 10 seconds of every minute
Oh well,
Yeah.
because we were
that was
so
on-
bored.
I was
Wow.
I was so appalled. I wanted
He
to
was
leave.
so mad. He was so
Sorg
mad.
had to
Was that
drag
the
me
same
back.
one the
I
Sin
don't
Cara
blame
clip
him
was
on
from?
that. No, that was
I think that was
No,
a
no,
Raw
no.
taping
That was-
we went to.
okay.
But that was a tremendous little.
That was a good clip that you brought
memory.
up today. I reshared that.
Was
on
that 5
Facebook.
years ago today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all just all us reacting to Sin Cara just like falling off the top rope, and we're just like, oh no. Anyways,
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody that's making this craziness happen over on Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thank everybody that does support the show, including at the fan show level. Bo Diggity! As well as Team Hammerfist, Tupac Family, Bubba Brewer of the Triple B Podcast and APWF, and Jason French, Poppy Club level, Dave Prop Pop Potter, Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid, and the True Prince of Pro, T-Pop to his friends. And at the Pizza Club level, The Riz,
That's me.
that's you. And at the manager level, Bradley.
Let me move out of the way here.
There you go. The graphic timed really well on that, too.
It did.
Bradley, there you go.
There he
The
is.
most infamous. By the way, I looked at the IndieWrestling.us, and we had a new subscriber that I thought was fascinating, and I thought this might be related. What was the account name? I'll give them a shout out. I don't know if I should. Wedgies and Whiteys
Nice.
was the thing.
So it's Bradley.
Vaguely
It's Bradley.
racist.
it's-
No, I think we're talking about
Okay, never
underwear.
mind. Sorry.
I don't think that's what they meant. I looked at it
Yeah,
real
that's
quick.
like one of
I'm
those things
pretty
where it's like it sounds racist, but it's not.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I know we're really touchy about that these days, but I'm pretty sure it's well, I was gonna say humbly, but no, it's not. It's
not humbly at all.
No,
Yeah.
it's just
do you
videos
think
of
this is-
wedgies, apparently.
I mean,
Interesting.
Yeah, and some of
Yeah.
them are wrestling. Extreme Thong Reggie for Pro Wrestler, stuff like that. So,
Ooh.
I mean,
I still want to make this a shirt.
I'm just gonna what? Oh, this
I still want to make this a shirt.
I gotta get a higher. I wish we
Go
had.
for it.
We need
Wish-
a higher res.
Yeah, I wish we filmed that in
Yeah.
4K. So, God.
I know.
Maybe we can get a talented artist to
Yeah,
recreate it.
like an artist
Oh.
rendering. I love
Oh.
that.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
Maybe you could get DD Vice and Bradley in the
get
same
AI
room.
to
Why don't you get
jazz
the
it up.
AI on that,
Stop.
Sorg?
Stop with the AI.
Yeah, that's not the.
God.
Before we
Don't you
we
know
roll,
any actual artists?
Well,
Yes, you do.
before we roll too far down the road, I think my son might have a thought on All In. I wanted. To
Yeah.
mention
What are your
it.
thoughts? What is Mason's thoughts on All In?
Let the boy speak.
All In is better than
All right, now you got headphones. There you go. You can hear us.
All In is better than WrestleMania 40.
Really? Not this past one. You're
Ooh.
talking about WrestleMania 40 last year. Okay. Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
Why was it better? Vibes? Yeah. Good vibes.
vibes.
Okay.
Good vibes.
Good story endings. Good. Lot of blood.
Yep.
So much.
Yep. Yep.
Everyone loved the blood. It's so much blood.
So much blood for all the kids.
I have to say it was very interesting watching the faces of the people at Dave and Buster's who were not there for All In.
Yeah. That-
Seeing their faces during that main event, honestly, that was worth the price of all of my food.
There you go. There you go. And we know how expensive it is over at Dave & Buster's for food.
Wait, so
So-
Mike, you spent 8 hours at a Dave & Buster's?
We didn't go for the pre-show
Okay.
Did
Okay.
you get at
because
least
I knew
So
what
you-
the pre-show was going to be.
So you
And
spent 7 hours at a Dave & Buster's?
You act like I haven't done that before.
I
Ooh.
mean,
Did you get a good prize
who
at least?
hasn't, you
That's
know?
a regular Saturday night thing.
I actually got presents from my wife to bring home.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Aw.
Yeah,
There you
because
go.
I have so many points at Dave & Buster's that I never cash in.
Mhm.
So like one of these days, I'm just gonna end up buying like a Ring
Buster's.
doorbell.
An Xbox or
something.
something. Yeah, exactly.
If you're just gonna
Nintendo
buy
Switch.
Dave & Buster's with your points.
Well,
There you go.
I've bought like Wii U games.
Yeah.
I bought a remote control BB-8, and I still have like 65,000
think-
tickets. Or
I think on a very focused birthday I had there. That's when I got my copy of the first Gears of Wars for 360. So
When I lived in the city, I used to go there almost every Wednesday.
Mhm.
Excuse me,
Half
fellas.
price Wednesday.
The young man has more points to me.
oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Please, please.
Is this about the pay-per-view or Dave & Buster's?
Pay-per-view.
Okay, go proceed.
All In is better than WrestleMania 41 though.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about
Ooh.
that.
Okay,
I don't know about all
okay.
that.
I agree because I didn't watch either of those WrestleManias.
Okay.
So wholeheartedly agree.
Well, we
You're
finished the
usually a lot more
story.
chatty.
I mean, everyone's entitled to.
We're
their opinion.
finished the story of Hangman and Swerve and Moxley.
I think the
I don't think
Hangman
that story is
Swerve
finished.
story is not
I think
finished.
it's a new chapter.
Yes. What was that, Emily?
Yeah, I think it's a new chapter. I don't think it's finished. I think we get now the like complicated thing of like they have buried the hatchet, but now Hangman has a belt, and
Mhm.
Swerve is still gonna want that belt.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
we have MJF waiting in the wings.
yeah, but also Swerve and Osprey got this thing going, so like
Mhm.
they might challenge for the tag titles and like be a credible threat
Oh.
to Hurt Syndicate.
Also, I have a question. An actual. Are Swerve and Osprey now EVPs?
No, I don't believe so.
No, they
It-
just
it was-
That, that was made ambiguous as far as I am aware.
no,
Uh,
because the stipulation was if the Bucks lost, they lost their EVP titles. If
Yes.
Osprey and Swerve lost, they couldn't challenge for
They couldn't challenge for a year.
the,
Yeah.
for the not the tag titles, the world title.
No, the world title
Titles.
for a year. Yeah.
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 The world
Oh,
The
title.
world
okay, so-
title for a year.
Well, there you go. Swerve can feel free to challenge for the world title against his now
So-
buddy Hangman Page because apparently you can bury the hatchet over anything in wrestling,
Mhm.
whether it's kidnapping, threatening families, burning down childhood homes, like.
I mean, I would say when it comes to the
I've
long
seen Randy Orton
history
and
of
Triple H hug each other.
Yeah.
when it comes to the long history of hatchets being buried in pro wrestling, I'll at least give Swerve credit and Hanger credit for very begrudgingly burying the hatchet. Like
I-
it did take a long time to at least
We've
get
even
to like
seen hatchets
not
being
it's not
buried
on
after
site anymore.
hatchets have been buried.
Yeah,
They did a credible job on Collision. Yes, I watched Collision this week.
Whoa.
how about
I
it?
I watched.
So you saw that meeting between the two of them?
Yes. So
Yes.
I watched Dynamite. I watched Collision. I watched both pay per view. I watched the All In and Evolution. I didn't watch ROH Supercard. I'll get there. But like, yeah, that meeting on Collision where they kind of both begrudgingly were like, "Hey, I'm really sorry I burned down your house."
Hey, I'm sorry, I really breathed on your baby
Like-
while they were in the crib.
But I thought they did a nice job of being like addressing the trauma that's still from it. Like Hangman being like, "My child still wakes, afraid that it's you." And yet,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
forgiving Swerve and
And
Swerve
that's-
being like, I wanted to raise my child in that house, but okay, we're
Yeah.
cool anyway. Like, it was an interesting way to play this where it's like, we recognize that there is long inflicted like trauma from this, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Other than the grandness of the things they did to each other, obviously, like it did feel very realistic. Like that is a conversation, like, who has like a friend they fell out with and it got ugly, right? And maybe you come back
Who
around
hasn't
later,
burned down someone's childhood
I
home?
mean, I've just, maybe figuratively, so
Those days are behind me. I'm a
yeah,
much better
figuratively.
friend than I
at
used
the
to be.
moment.
Oh,
No, but I do. I think that they played it really well. I think it's also a testament just to Swerve and Hangman and like the chemistry that these performers have with one another. The rich character work that they've been doing with themselves through all these other feuds. It worked really well, and culminating with this whole like outpouring of the heroes versus the Death Riders, like the rest of the locker room versus the Death Riders. It's very like locker room versus NWO.
It was very much like what we got at WrestleMania. We had like
It was the end. It was the end of the
amp
bloodline.
up of the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like we just had everybody come out helping to end this.
We Marvel Endgame this thing just like they did there, like that, and that's kind of like that's wrestling, right? Like
that's
this
storytelling.
is nothing new. That's the storytelling. It's bringing everybody in, bring everybody back. You get a lot of surprises. You take the crowd on a roller coaster. Like that is part of wrestling booking to do that kind of thing. Now some people do it and it gets really ugly, especially on the indies. But so.
And this could have easily gotten like super out of hand. It could have gotten like way shenanigan heavy in a way that like diluted the match itself. I think that they toed a line that was really well with it, so they chose their moments carefully and they did that well. And I can't lie, like I cackled out loud when Marina Shafir got handcuffed and you just see Prince Nana like pop up,
just
like
dancing.
doing the dance.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
yeah, absolutely. I think that the difference with these run-ins, the difference with these moments was that they were very well chosen. It was curated in just the right way. So you did get that like powerful like Avengers moment of like, yes, people were assembling and against, and also the Death Riders had the Bucks and probably someone else that I'm forgetting like running on their side. So like, yeah, we got both like the dark and light forces. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great way to like end the Death Riders' reign of terror, or at least Moxley's like kind of tiresome reign of terror. Like I was done with Moxley as champion. It had run,
and I think they wanted it to get to this for the big event reveal and the belts back. I mean that's a big Mania. I use Mania moment because that's like what we know, right? That's what we're talking about. Like All In is Mania. These are Mania moments. These are All In moments. I don't know what. These are elite moments, whatever we're going to brand them as, So, but like, I think that's it. Is like, everything is like, how do we get Moxley here? And you got to fill in the blanks, and maybe they wavered. Maybe got a little too cryptic, like an old Shield promo. For too long. But they carried a flag and there's like, this is where this needs to go. This is where we got to get to. In the meantime, at least like the Ospreay, Hangman, and everybody else that's been involved in and out of that, like, was interesting along the way.
I think we kind of like where they course corrected with Moxley's title reign is they did kind of like get away from the more cryptic elements of it
a little bit,
and kind of simplified it down to just the basics of like, he's the champ. Here's his goons.
None of you are tough enough. Was his thing.
And we're gonna just be cheating, bad people, and let's see if anyone can step up and beat me. So
they were the NWO.
They
were a more scary NWO
to win every match.
What's that, Mike?
How tough are you if you have to cheat to win every match?
Well, I think this is the hypocrisy of heeldom right here.
Yeah, it's a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy, and it's like, are you tough enough? Are you tough enough to beat all the odds we put before you?
But also, like, the cheating isn't just like, oh, I'm gonna slide, I'm gonna like roll you up, or I'm gonna like, just being underhanded behind the like. The cheating is like,
we're gonna put a bag over your head.
We're gonna put a bag over your head and suffocate you. We're gonna duct tape your mouth and like beat you with like chains, and we're gonna slam your head into a bed of nails.
Listen,
like the cheating, calling it cheating feels like it's undermining just the amount of like
this
brutish
is a
violence.
Bunch of kids that played way too much Manhunt on PlayStation 2. Okay, like Riz, Riz just had a flashback. Look at that. I'm just like,
that's what we call trauma.
Yeah, that was some trauma-inducing stuff. So
I'm with you, Mike. Though, like, there is a part of me that's always like, oh, how tough are you if you need like 4 of your goons to also back you up and like hold the person down while you're beating the shit out of him.
Again,
like,
that's what the story is.
But that is. But we buy into that as wrestling fans.
You're
like, how many factions that we had where it's like, there's power in numbers, and this person has the numbers.
And we'll get to Matt in a second, but I, like, it was a pack of wolves. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's one of the best. Like, they kept that, throughout the entire thing, and I thought they're really good. Wheeler was the fucking, the
little shithead.
Yeah, the little shithead that always gets a pin.
Well, I mean, the story went so long that he went from like a clean faced shithead to a like Shetland sheepdog.
Wheeler needs to have a hair versus hair match
against himself.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never been able to take Wheeler seriously as a heel because he just reminds me of like a little puppy. Like
Kind of is.
Yes.
And so like any time they bring him out and he's standing like next to Mox, it just looks like a toy poodle that's like barking really
Is it that
annoyingly.
yapping? Is it that yapping dog from Looney Tunes that's always next to the big pit bull?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And for the record, I like Wheeler Yuta. I think he's miscast in this.
I
particular-
love Yuta. I think that one of the best turns they did with him was when they were playing with expectations as far as where he was going to fall on like heel versus face, if he was going to stick with Danielson during that moment, if he was going to like there was a whole this is probably like 2 years ago at this point, but like they played with his loyalties in a way of like, was he going to turn, was he going to stay face, etc.
So he's always been bouncing with that. Matt, your point from 5 minutes ago.
Trying to remember. Okay, so one of Moxley's mantras from the genesis of this whole Death Rider thing was like, I want somebody to step up. You know, I want somebody to prove that they're willing to take
kind of like the old
take
John
the
Cena
reins.
thing,
Yeah.
right?
And it wasn't, and in the end, story wise, it didn't end up being, Adam Copeland, it didn't end up being Samoa Joe. It was one of that next generation. It was Hangman Page who came through and was the one who stepped up and was eventually beating.
Can we talk? Oh, go ahead.
He was looking for a man with clinical depression.
He was looking for an anxious millennial
He
cowboy.
was looking for an anxious millennial cowboy.
Turns out.
He needed someone who is in therapy and possibly SSRIs, and he found him. Like the amount of times
he was looking for the person who looks like he needs a break more than Moxley.
Yeah, I know.
Let that man go on vacation.
I know Hangman's face. Like Hangman is a beautiful man, and his face is starting to look like a bag of walnuts.
Well, look what he's doing to it, though.
I mean,
Let's talk about it because I watched it with Eamon and Merlin, and Eamon really put over how they finished that match. Obviously, they did the chain over the rope choke, and it was, and this is great and terrible and great. Like Moxley was squirming, which is what you would do if you're being choked in that manner. You would be panicking.
That tap looked legit.
Yes.
Like it looked it looked like a frightened tap.
Yes.
I'm just glad we didn't have to pull nails out of someone's back this time.
No. I think that was a whole other thing, of course. But by the way,
you can't say Mox didn't put everything he had into this title reign.
No. He really did.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. This isn't on Mox.
No.
It definitely seems like they had a different plan that was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
and it didn't happen.
Injuries are a bitch, man. Injuries are a bitch.
I think it is like, I think the plan, I think the vision initially for the whole Death Rider thing was much more elaborate, much more layered, and much more
Shane McMahon-y.
Yeah, much more artsy, for lack of a better term. And they just, they kind of recognized that it wasn't working, and they pulled back, they simplified, and they got it on track.
I mean, who knows how many guys that they had intended to like go up against Moxley that they couldn't utilize because of injuries and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we had Darby. We also
because of injuries, because of mountains,
getting hit by buses, whatever.
Oh, okay. So just thinking about Darby though. So we were talking about like the run-ins and stuff, and like rappelling your goth down from the ceiling. Are we like fans? Not fans?
Not fan.
I mean, spiritual successor to Sting. I mean,
96.
Yeah. I get the reference. Still don't need to see it.
Listen, like if
all you need is something bad to happen, and then that goes from all out.
I'm not going to relitigate this, but
I mean,
as long as you're not like putting people in positions that they don't want to be in and being negligent in your responsibilities as far as the stunt performers go, you should be okay.
I feel like you can't tell
is Darby cognizant enough to make his own decisions?
I mean, he's age of consent.
Age of consent.
Wait, are you saying that goths can't make decisions? Is that what
you're
saying?
Darby Allin specifically.
Yeah, you're
Darby Allin specifically as a person.
Well, yeah, we know that his decision making hasn't always been very sound, but
I'll
echo that here.
He's the modern day Jeff Hardy and all that encompasses.
Darby is constantly making decisions that I would not make, from like jumping off the top of the ladder to through the pane of glass on the floor to climbing Mount Everest. Darby is like just an endless string of like decisions I would not make, but like it works for him.
But I'll second Matt's point. The really like sage point here is that like of the things that you were seeing amongst that match, someone rappelling down in a controlled manner is probably one of the safer things that we saw.
You know what? I understand what you're saying, Emily, but for people of a certain age, that memory does not go away, and that will always,
That's true.
harken back to that day and just how
Sure.
shitty it was.
Absolutely.
And
But
Absolutely.
no matter how many times you see it done safely now, you're just kind of like, oh god.
And also the forethought. That was like a month or so ago. He was at Mount Everest and he had to cut a promo for All In. Like perfect.
That's
perfect.
So funny.
Beautiful.
And I love the like slight implication. They should have repelled him down in like full parka and everything, like with the implication.
Yeah,
of,
like just
we brought
in
him
garb.
directly from Everest.
yes.
The
Yes.
same
They should have just
snowy
gone.
stuff.
They should have just gone
They
full
should've-
end game and just like portaled him right out of the ceiling. Just CGI that thing up there.
Like,
Yeah, he
you're
comes
right.
down in the parka and everything. The snow is coming
Nice.
down from the roof. It'd be
I'm all
great.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting other run-ins, but those were like the that and the Prince Nana moment, like where the one I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Mason,
Brian
you're so
Daniel-
smart.
Brian
Yes, I
Danielson.
forgot. Of course. And that silly mask.
That guy is a fan.
Who's this fan that came in?
Brian
And
Danielson
doing
is a
these
fan
poses.
of that. Man, I blanked. Blue Panther?
Yeah, Blue Panther.
The mask is Blue Panther?
Not a very good
Brian Danielson freaking,
Oh, was that what that was?
He freaking loves Blue Panther
Okay.
apparently.
Okay.
So I don't know like anybody
Blue
was going
Panther
to see it.
wrestled a bear once.
Whoa.
Brian
That's what I've
Danielson
heard.
once. Didn't Brian Danielson once
We did
wrestle
not
a
get a
bear?
bear in this match, unfortunately.
You know
I-
what I was waiting for, and I wanted Eddie Kingston to come down.
Oh,
Yeah.
You may not be able to.
I was
Yeah.
hoping, and I'm like, when I saw Swerve, I'm like, okay, yeah, that tracks, that makes sense. It's really well done.
nothing would have
And
made me happier. Nothing, because especially with like with the mocks of it all, like
with Moxley, exactly. Like,
ugh.
We're just going to have to hold out and hope that Eddie
Like-
comes back in some other even
Mhm.
more
Like,
grand
am I
way.
just like constantly living in this day where I want to see Eddie Kingston covered in blood carrying a gas can? Is that just like the
Mhm.
only moment that
Emily,
matters?
I
It's in your
was
soul.
wearing that shirt to Dave and Buster's.
Of course you were, Mike. Because
I was
course you
trying
were.
to manifest. I was trying to manifest.
Yes.
you and me are best friends.
I wonder if back in the day, I accidentally saw Eddie Kingston in a bar in the Bronx.
You probably did.
It's entirely possible.
I once drunkenly hit on a man because he looked like Eddie Kingston.
We once tried to interview a guy that we thought was Eddie Kingston in Chikara. We were wrong. We were
Oh.
wrong.
Maybe he's the guy I hit on.
It was in Philly, so I don't know.
He was
Eddie
very
Kingston
confused.
is everywhere for those with eyes to see.
So true.
All right. Well,
We're not moving on yet. We got to talk about Mercedes and Tony, right? Please.
oh
please,
my
please,
Yeah,
please,
God.
we
please,
have
please,
to.
come on.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
we have
I
to.
have,
In
I
a
have a
week-
quick logistical question
Yes.
about All In. Did anyone else think there was too much space between the ring and the fans?
Yes.
Physical space.
Can
There was
I?
a lot of space there.
There
and
was
I
a lot of
didn't like
space.
Here's
it. That was one thing that just bothered me all.
put a pin.
I'm like,
Put a pin in that for a moment
Yes,
because I'm
yes.
about to go on a rant. That'll probably take 10
oh
minutes.
yeah. No, I.
oh,
Um,
okay. All right,
I
settle
saw-
in, everyone.
I saw.
But
a
in the
preview of this
meantime,
And
the women's match.
match. Yes.
Proceed, Emily. This is your.
Yeah, like I co-host a women's wrestling podcast.
Maybe
I
we should talk
probably-
about women's
probably
wrestling.
talk about women's wrestling a little bit. There were three women focused matches. Three? Am I getting-
Mike.
there were two.
There were two.
I mean, there's only two. Yeah.
Was there one?
Two
That,
because
Still.
because all the other women's titles were caught up in the two matches.
Yes.
yeah,
No,
which sucks.
we had a couple the night before though
Yeah.
at Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Oh,
That's right.
by the way, side note,
That doesn't count.
Ring of Honor was also pretty tremendous.
I've heard
so,
Bandito Takeshita
was crazy.
was like contender for match of the year.
Absolutely.
Although I gotta throw in now EO versus Ripley, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. By the
Uh,
time you get to Sunday, you forgot about
yeah.
Ring of Honor, which was a crazy good show.
Yeah, no, it was a fucking great weekend.
Spend the
for
10
wrestling.
minutes and watch it, guys, or $10.
But okay, so we got two. We got the the women's casino gauntlet match, which because I had been watching so much Dynamite and even Collision, I am now tired of half the people that they keep trotting out for these multi-woman tag matches. But as a New Japan fan, I'm also very excited for them to be utilizing that format of all those tag matches, setting up these big matches, etc. We're getting more stories within stories, which is great, which will not play out because they only dedicate a tiny fraction of their TV time to women's wrestling. So it's great to have stories that will come to nothing. Sorry, but it's true.
They'll just transition over to.
I keep my
Ring
bar
of
on the
Honor.
ground for AEW and women's wrestling.
Oof.
However, for Mercedes versus Toni, this was a storyline that I wasn't that into actually, because I am still waiting for Mercedes to have like a big story, and they finally. I feel like it finally cohered in this match. Like it finally sold me in the culminating match, because all the promos and everything that they've been doing were perfectly fine, but I just wasn't feeling it. Toni can make a credible story or engaging or story with anybody. She really can. This Timeless Toni Storm character now just has like depth upon layer upon layer. Like she just throws another layer of absurdity on it. She fills everything with sexual menace. It's all fantastic. It's
Sexual menace?
Yeah.
Sexual menace Toni Storm is kind of a better nickname.
I mean, but it's absolutely true.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And now we're gonna get Timeless
Like-
versus Forever.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Yes, Athena wins the gauntlet for the championship shot.
Yes.
So there you go.
That's
Which was
gonna-
very surprising for me.
That was surprising for me too, and it's unfortunately running this theme that they keep doing, which is like champion versus champion, and I'm like, okay, so this is your way of addressing that we don't have enough women's matches. You're just going to put like the 3 belts on 2 people, and we will only have 1 match, and like it's kind of annoying the crap out of me. But I think that there are probably more interesting people in that gauntlet match that could have gotten that win. I love Athena. I love Athena. But I think that there were some more interesting ways to go with that. However, that being said, I thought the Toni and Mercedes match was maybe 1A and Hangman and Moxley were 1B. Like,
I'm
which is
with that.
weird when you're talking
I'm
about a
with
show
that.
that also featured Omega versus Okada 5. But like, I thought of those 3 main events. Mercedes and Toni was kind of the best of the 3. They
I'm with
have
that.
really good ring chemistry.
Yes.
Really good ring chemistry. And for a storyline that I wasn't totally sold on, within 2 or 3 minutes into this match, I was all in, as you would say. I was completely invested. And all the turns that they did, I feel like it could have gotten exhausting. It went a little longer than it maybe needed to, but I didn't care. It was fantastic. The finish was awesome. And again, just the right elements of both women playing their characters while putting their all into wrestling and beating the hell out of each other. I just thought it was great. It was just start to finish fantastic.
By comparison there, as far as length goes, according to the Wikipedia page for it, Storm and Mercedes went 24 out of 10. Okada Omega was 30-32 and 35-55 for Hangman, Moxley, and the cast of characters.
Well, there you go. I mean, testament that you don't have to have the longest match to have the best match.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think it actually, I do think it felt like an epic length match without actually having to be an actual epic length, and that's that's a good thing. It meant that like you got evolutions within this match without it having to go to like 45 minutes.
Good stuff all around. Well, let me take a moment here. I'm figuring out how I'm going to sort this, but in the meantime, let's give a shout. IndieWrestling.us, a lot of stuff happening there. This weekend is going to be MV Young's Big Ass Barbecue 4. So that is going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be a really big card headlined by Gianni, Michael Emrico, and Nick's Wild for the championship. And I'm not going to say more because I can't remember what's announced from the list I saw. But it's going to be a really fun show. It's going to be a really good show, actually. So go check it out. It's the Barbecues down the south side, 1010 Freiburg Street for 880 Wrestling. And we're going to have a lot of fun. That is going to be live, of course, on IndieWrestling.us, Indie Wrestling Network, the YouTube for Ringside members. There'll be a buy-in for you guys to check out. I think we might be doing a Rumble or Battle Royal for the pre-show. So maybe you heard it here first. Maybe we're still doing it. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. So nobody tells me anything, guys. And of course, Thursday night is Thursday night fights. And then we're going to have a lot of other great stuff coming up here as well. So tune in for all that. Check out all that stuff. Check out the marathon feeds we put out. The first few shows for Prospect Pro Wrestling and Victory Championship Wrestling, because both of those are coming back in August. That's going to be a part of the network streams as well. And excited to see what they're doing there. And which includes Barbed Wire Mayhem, Beastman versus God, who's he taking on? Oh, Jamie Jameson in a no ropes barbed wire match at Victory Championship Wrestling on August 31st in McMicken, West Virginia. That will be streaming live, of course, on indiewrestling.us. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be crazy. So amongst a lot of other great matches that are going to be on that show. So go check all of that out. Matt, you look like you want to say something.
No, I'm okay.
I hear there's a Renegade Rumble coming up soon. And that's when we last saw you in lore. The only one here that has been involved in a wrestling match.
Anybody else? Anybody else here been in a wrestling
officially
match?
Involved in a wrestling
matches?
match? You were
Cage match
an
profile
entrant
still
in the
under
Renegade
construction.
Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still running.
Yeah.
We
Never eliminated.
Never eliminated. You were pulled under the ropes, which actually technically was an elimination. They did state that as a rule, but yes, I
think the 30-day rule came into effect for like
The statute
30
of
days after
eliminations.
the match. You know, it's kind of all right. You're not. It's over.
Okay. Yeah,
I was still running at that point. I saw Malachi Gage, my old buddy. He kind of reposted it up on his Facebook, and I couldn't release it. I couldn't resist. I had to put the little eyeball emojis in his comment section just to be like, make him think. I don't know to see if he's looking over his shoulder. It hasn't happened yet, right?
No, I'd like for a message for Quinn here shortly, maybe. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Quinn in a long time. I really thought I made a nice impression on him, but he has never called me back.
I mean, you didn't really hit anybody. You kind of ducked something and got pulled out and then ran.
Well, I was, some of the veterans were telling me in the back, work smarter, not harder. So, I mean, I worked smarter and, nobody hit me, which was nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
but as I have to just repeatedly tell everybody every time this comes up, my dad has never been more proud of me.
Oh, good.
Than he was when he found out that I was in a wrestling match for like 30 seconds.
Oh.
Really. It was crazy. He was like bragging to people. Like, I've done other things.
You've done the news, man.
I've done the news.
You've done the news.
I've been on TV.
You saved the city.
I do. I am news Batman. Yes.
Yes.
Working through the night.
Actual
yeah, that's right.
Batman.
Actual
Yes.
Batman.
Actual Batman, yes.
And but this is the thing where he was so funny.
That was the one that put
was
him
the one
over.
where he was like showing it to other people, and he's like, "Look what my kid did." I was like, "Is this what it took?"
That's where all
you
the
should have
hits came
told me this 20 years ago. I would have like started training.
Like you could have been a contender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could have gotten this out of my system a lot earlier.
He could have been Ms. Dad, you know.
Oh, my
you know.
God. Oh yeah, he definitely wants to be Ms. Dad.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Matt or Riz, you said something that made me mad earlier.
me?
Yeah. What was the thing that was going to set me off? Or maybe Mike
Was it
did.
what I said about
Oh.
the space
The gap
between
between
the
rings?
ring
and the-
Yeah.
Because you
Jerkins?
had a post. You kind of
I think Slack. I did this right.
you slacked it up, and I kind of want to know because I didn't really pay attention
All right.
as
All right.
much.
Let me put
But
this way: if you
I
watch
feel,
the pay-per-view,
I feel like you, Sorg, have better understanding than I do.
so if you're watching, this is what I've determined between WWE and AEW, and let me get through this here for a minute. And this was very apparent as I'm watching the pay-per-views, and especially these ones over through the weekend. I paid probably a little slightly more attention to Evolution as the big show, where a lot of things, and I think very similar kind of matches were happening to what we saw in All In. Honestly, Evolution was the work rate show, kids. So as far as WWE came this weekend, and Sunday or Saturday afternoon was just another episode of NXT. So I don't know if that's controversial, but it really kind of was. Hey, wait, let me get through it. I'm going to mute you. Anyways,
Oh shit!
let me get through this.
Sir.
So here's what I've determined. After so much, and I love AEW and what they do as a whole, as a lot of the stuff that goes on there. And I know people in production, but not specifically probably the people that handle this part. And WWE always is the pinnacle of production and presentation of professional wrestling. Agree? Pretty standard, right? AEW does very well. Impact has its nights. And I've been if you're in my feed on Slack, we have a Slack that is called Video Production Shit Happens. And I don't like to publicly rag on video productions because it's fucking hard, even at this level. There are things that went sideways even watching All In WWE, and it's like it happens even at that level, right? I do that to make people feel a little bit better about what we do at the level we're at. It's like when they have a bad night, maybe things don't come out right, and we're like, the chords didn't work. Oh, this happened. Oh, this happened. It's like, guys, it's literally happened to these guys, and they have all the money. So, in this case, this was a pet peeve of mine. We talked about the space, for instance. If you watch the AEW pay-per-view, I watch WWE, I feel like the camera work and the switches tell a story, which is something that I strive to do on my side, right? And when I'm directing a show. And I feel that AEW's production is simply trying to keep up. There's a lot happening. I hear your microphone. There's a lot happening, and they're literally trying to just keep up with the action in the ring for whatever reason. Is that communication? Is that comfort level? I don't know what that is. So I feel like that was not, things like you watch Dynamite, and it drives me crazy because we'll be on this wide shot, post to post, and they're working the back corner. So I got a big fucking ring. You don't even have ads on your mat. And why am I looking at an entire ring right now? You should be focusing on them and not making your wrestlers look small. Okay? You're supposed to make all these wrestlers look bigger than life. And nothing was more apparent to this than this shot that I looked at about 60% of the fucking pay-per-view of All In. Yeah. It felt like we went to a shot for a few moments, went to this wide shot. If you're on the audio version and you didn't watch All In, the ring is in the middle. You see all the way back to like the second tier of the fans in the back. You see the ultra wide sides of the ringside areas, including the grip sitting on his ass all night on the left, I'll point out, which was really bothering me. He was on his phone for part of it too, which really aggravated me as a producer. So big important things are happening. What match is this that we're looking at here? This looks like a tag match. No, this is the men's gauntlet. It looks like. I know Josh Alexander.
That's the gauntlet.
Yes. So it felt like about every shot was something happening. Out to the super wide shot, something happening. Big moves, 3 counts, falsies, like that kind of stuff. The entire time, the entire night, drove me crazy. I got a nice big TV back there, a nice 42-inch. I'm not sitting too far away from it. And still, I kind of like, I'm not here for the experience of sitting in the cheap seats.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what they made me feel. I don't know if the creed was show the fans so we can see all the fans. They weren't using... WWE is very good. If those don't know, there's 2 hard cams at the very least. There's a wide shot and there's that close shot, right? And I was extra paying attention when I watched Evolution 2 days later, that how they use that shot. 1, 2, 3, looking at the camera, like beautiful, right? This was it just was happening. We go to a shot at ringside and it's just the girls' asses setting up for a shot. And they stayed there, and like the producer that I've worked for a while would be like, no, what are you doing? Get the damn faces. And that drove me crazy. So
I also just put in the Slack what it looked like at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
Because I was on like a giant screen.
Yeah. So
and
I mean,
it just like it looked, especially it took me out of the gauntlets.
It took me out of a lot of stuff too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because with the gauntlets, you have like 10 people in the ring or in the match,
and then when you get down to it, you have 2 diminutive women working in the match doing great stuff, and they're a mile away. Yeah. Emily, you.
Well, yeah, like so I had this issue with the gauntlets where they felt like smaller or less significant than they probably should have felt, and that might be one of the big reasons. And I hadn't even really, I hadn't honestly clocked it. It wasn't.
You're just like something's wrong with this.
Something isn't working about this. Something doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like this visually is telling me what I need to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is all good points. I watched this on a very small screen. I watched this on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think that reduces some of that disconnect too, because I feel like the bigger you see it, the bigger that disconnect is. But still, yeah, I think that's going to especially affect matches like the Gauntlet match, where they're going to be doing that wide shot a lot more to encompass more of the people. They think they're showing you the fans and all the wrestlers, but they're really not showing you anything.
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like not for nothing. I don't need to see the fans.
Yeah,
I want to hear the fans.
Well,
I want to hear the fans.
You can hear it, and you can do your glory shots, but you don't do them like constantly through the match. You have a double down, you have a moment, you say, hey, look at all these fans, there are 23,000, blah, blah, blah here. You put yourself over and you go back to the fucking match, right?
Yeah, you do the shot where like, you start the hard cam wide, the bell rings, you zoom in. And New Japan special, right?
Exactly. So like New Japan does this really well, and they often have very like seemingly compared to these promotions, sparer camera work.
Yes,
but it works because they know exactly the shots that they're going to utilize and when to show the fans in those kind of wide experiences.
When I had the opportunity to produce or technical direct was technically my position. I'm on the switcher, have a guy over me. We had a great guy that he worked for. I think he worked for the Baltimore Orioles as a video op. And he was a really good find the fans guy. That was my fucking go-to guy. When I was like, Mercedes is out there, Willow's out there, and that's that big swell moment before the end of that tournament.
Yeah.
And it was like, go find the little fucking girl crying.
Yeah.
And just got it. And it was like some of the coolest moments. They know they have people that can handle that kind of situation. Now, when I see something like this, Impact's been really good about this lately, but I can tell when Impact's having a bad night. I know that some of the people that work there, I've worked with some of the people that work there, and not that they're the ones that really have problems, but I can tell like something's wrong with the camera on the right. They're not using them. And when they do, it doesn't look good. I'm like, is there a problem with that secondary hard cam? Was there some problem? Like when I see a shot not being used as a producer, I see that as a lack of confidence in that person behind the camera. Or the technology, maybe there's a bad cord, something like that. It's like, I am not using your shot's going weird every once in a while. Your focus is out. Something, right? Matt, you've been there as a video op on Derby.
You mean as a cameraman who's not been used?
Yeah. Hey, you ran off, man. You left us. You ran down the road for cigarettes and never came back.
I had to pick up your jobs.
You literally, he literally did for the rest of the show.
Riz, you did a great job, from what I hear. I mean,
I think I was useful.
I don't know. Your dad probably knows, so
I also make one more mention about just like the way things were filmed or the way they were streamed, etc. Like, and this could just be my take, so feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I felt like All In had a number of big entrances, like bigger production ones. We had like Mercedes coming in a car, and we had Osprey doing the most nerd shit ever. Please, someone introduce Osprey to a game that is not Assassin's Creed.
I don't think it's happening.
What happens when Will Ospreay
or another assassin?
Yeah,
there are many assassins in the pop culture.
It's like it introduced Kenny Omega to something that's not Final Fantasy.
Yes.
He literally had the guy that like sings from Godhead who sings all the video game shit.
What happens when Will Ospreay starts to play Death Stranding?
Oh no, he's gonna have
what happens when Will Ospreay starts to play Astrobot?
Yeah,
I want to know these things.
What happens when you maybe throwback? Will Ospreay gets really into Pac-Man.
Oh God, Will Ospreay Pac-Man entrance.
I'm here for the Mega Man days.
dude, there's no more of a silent assassin in video games than Pac-Man when he gets that power belt.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's your real Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I feel like as important as these entrances were supposed to be, and as really cool, the one that I think did work was the Hangman one. I don't feel like they were filmed in a way or like they were staged in a way that felt big.
I thought they did.
I've always kind of felt like this has been like a day one thing for AEW. I've always kind of been waiting for them to take the production of the entrances to the next level. It almost feels like they need like a finisher, like a finishing producer on the entrances who's just like focused solely on making sure that thing is dialed in perfectly and the timing is just right. and then everything goes off the way it's supposed to go.
I've never done like actual film production really, but I've done a lot of stage direction. And like for me, when I see like a cluster of people on a big stage and they are doing like they are very clustered together. There's a lot of them, but they're clustered together on this big spans. That is wasted space where they are not filling that space in a way that is big in presentation.
It depends on if you're presenting for the stage and the people in the arena or the camera. Because if you put a lot of space between the people, that looks like a mile on camera. So that's the game you have to play. Who are you playing towards?
But I always feel like AEW is always playing more to the live crowd than it is to the TV crowd.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
So if what you're saying is that like they had like a group of people bunched up on the stage.
Well, so like take the Osprey like entrance because he had a bunch of those
The ninjas.
They had ninjas.
Yes.
The ninjas were very clustered together. There wasn't a whole lot of space with the ninjas. The ninjas could have utilized more space, and I think that they still would have worked totally well on the stream, with more space between your ninjas.
Yeah.
Just
And
saying.
the ninjas also did the very one ninja after the other instead of all the ninjas doing something else.
Yeah. So I think it's the level of, again, this is an experiential thing. Obviously WWE's got the top at the top. These guys are at different, like I know some of the people that have come in and out of AEW for production. They're very good, kind of thing. Like they're very good. They have a lot of experience in this. I've watched some of them work in some of the smaller shows, and I'm really impressed with how they do, kind of handle the entrance situations. So, and obviously it is a bigger thing going from, especially, you are talking to somebody, logistically have been doing like music halls lately and going to a stadium. AEW, as a fact, does not have a lot of experience doing stadium shows.
Yeah.
And this is literally the first one they've done in the States. So I think that's it. WWE dials this in because they've been doing it for 25 years.
And WWE also has the resources to show up there like over a week beforehand.
Yeah.
This is fair.
Like
to start blocking everything
Yeah.
and actually treating it like a movie production.
and I think
AEW just simply doesn't have those resources.
AEW doesn't have the resources. I think they're in comparison relatively shorthanded amongst a lot of production sides of things. So for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, but this is like, I think they did, the pyro budget was crazy. They definitely were like, we're trying to be a WrestleMania level event in at least that part of the presentation.
Yeah.
And I think that part was successful.
Yeah, and but I do think that like if staged well and like with thoughtfulness, you don't necessarily need a ton of extra budget, because I thought the two ones that were most impactful to me, and maybe I'm just biased, I might be, I thought the Toni Storm one was really well done, and it wasn't much.
No, it was just a color,
it was just a color
filter
thing, and her like presentation, but it was framed well, it was staged right, and then I thought the Hangman one was really good, but also it did feature the return of his theme.
I think your general content producer on the Toni Storm stuff is very theatrical. I
think they have figured her out so well that they can play with that so well and efficiently that they don't have to, like, it just plugs right in.
And they're mimicking very specific things and shots and
absolutely.
like that are literally probably referenced and mapped out.
It's a film nerd's dream to like unpack all those references. It's wonderful to dig into. In the same, like, it's fun for me because I'm not a video game nerd. So like so much of wrestling culture is like video game nerd references, and I don't get them unless they're like real classic games. But I can get classic film references. That I can understand. Yes. I don't know Costco Tony or whoever the fuck is, but like
Costco Tony.
Costco Tony.
The Ballad of Costco Tony.
Title.
Yeah. I think sometimes there's also a tendency
yes, as a person in production,
I think sometimes there is a tendency to, when you get into a big stadium show, and WWE is also guilty of this sometimes, where you feel like an obligation. I have to do something special. I have to do something big for my entrance. Yeah. When, sometimes your entrance is just good enough. It's just now you're doing your entrance in a huge ass stadium.
Sometimes
like
you just have to trust the performer.
Yeah.
Like you can like Bianca Belair is like the example I go to all the time, because like every Bianca entrance is a big deal. And you don't have to add people. Like it's cool when you get like the girls like stepping with her or like etc. But like you don't need it, because like you have the right performer and the right amount of energy. They're coming in big regardless of the atmosphere.
I think that's funny that you mentioned Bianca because, like, of all, like, this was kind of like I definitely think of like some WrestleMania entrances that I just feel like, do we really have to do this? But with Bianca's WrestleMania entrances, almost every single one of those have hit perfectly.
I showed the one with the girls.
I've loved almost every single one of her entrances for WrestleMania. I think she's been fabulous.
No, when I'm indoctrinating people into wrestling and I'm showing them entrances, Bianca's like a go-to because they're fantastic. And like the one WrestleMania where she enters with like the girls step team, like it's so good.
Yeah, the marching band one was amazing. Yeah, like let's just talk about Bianca Belair entrances for a little bit. Sorry, can we do that? Can we just say this one more thing here? You know, Kenny needs to dump that new intro theme. Yeah. All I want to do is hear Battle Cry. That's all you need, Kenny. Battle Cry, Pyro. Get to the ring. That's all he has to do. Why is he going for more? You don't need any more.
We had a whistle. We also had a whistle soloist as well. So I mean,
we also had a former Total Divas member.
Yep.
Which I thought was real weird.
JoJo playing out. Eamon had to tell me that this is Swerve's old CZW entrance. By the way, I watched something. Was it either in the Superman movie or something else I was watching? There was an Ain't Nobody commercial or spot or something sometime in the next 24 hours that I watched. So, all right. Then we're going to get the YouTube takedown.
Podner asked in the chat for entrances. Will Rusev Tank ever be?
Well, yeah, everybody's trying to be the Rusev Tank. Let's be honest about that. So, anyways, we've talked about
Rusev Tank.
We've talked about 8 hours of AEW, but we have, if my count is correct, about another 8 hours of WWE to discuss as well from the weekend. We're going to get to that right after these messages.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We are back. It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And do I have to go through everybody who's still here?
Yeah.
You know from the first half. They're the voices.
One by one.
They're entertaining.
One by one.
There's a Riz, there's a Mad Mike, there's a Matt Carlins, and there's an Emily Fear from Grit and Glitter Podcast, and Mason. And you, our lovely Mayhem audience in the chat room, who we have not had a lot of bandwidth to talk to in the chat room live because there's a lot of us here. But we have been reading your chats and everything, and thank you for the support as usual. And I'll try to keep an eye out here because up next we're going to talk about the WWE side of things, another 8-hour wrestling that happened over multiple things, but still all in the same town. Where do
way
we
more
start?
Women's wrestling?
This is true. Do we start with?
That'll happen when you're doing the one all-women's pay-per-view every 10 years.
That is. Oh, good. 7 years since we did this. We didn't really talk about that.
By the way, Sorg, this is going to be the last one, too. Just letting you know.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Nah, no way. They're going to have one next year.
Because they can't sell any tickets to it. How about that?
How bad was it?
Ask Mad Mike.
Mad Mike? Why am I asking Mad Mike?
I want to see the high number.
What's that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Why would he know?
I'll have to check.
He's not here.
But it wasn't great.
Work there anymore.
Okay, but still a very acclaimed show.
I heard the show was great. Can't take that away from
It was fantastic.
It was great.
But let's
and
start
also,
with
the first hour and a half of Raw was all women's wrestling, which
That's
was
true,
fantastic.
True too.
I'm glad everyone knows where to find it now. Can we stop complaining?
I did have a rude
Matt
awakening.
is feisty.
Yeah, Matt is spicy right now.
I've been storing it up for so long, Riz.
Emily,
I did
bring
have
us down to earth here.
I did have I continually am thwarted when I'm trying to watch a WWE pay-per-view or any kind of WWE content because I have no idea where everything is stored anymore. So I don't have access to Peacock currently. So I had to wait to watch Evolution. And yeah, because I thought maybe I'd be able to watch it on Netflix, but apparently you can't. I don't know.
Unless you're
sail the high seas if you
international,
want
and
that.
then
you got to take
It's
a
weird.
take
I
a
need
trip
to get,
across
like,
a border.
Oh, I
do
need to
that.
get one of those VPNs.
Yes, except for Saturday Night's Main Event is not on Netflix internationally, but it is on Peacock for the replay now.
Okay.
So
Would I get access
So
to
so
Peacock
is
again?
Evolution.
okay, so if somebody can share their cock password with Emily,
Hey now.
I will take your Peacock password, send it to my Instagram. You can find me there.
there you go. I think we okay. I'm sorry for whatever messages
I'll
you're about to
share
get for that.
with you one of my passwords for something.
There you go. There you go.
Shutter.
oh,
Onlyhusks.com. Which actually I shouldn't say that anymore because I found out it's a real thing and it's not what we think it is.
Oh
It's-
no.
it's a Twitch. Okay, when Beastman was on, we
it's a
did Only
Twitch
Husks.
streamer. It's fine.
Okay.
It's a Twitch streamer that does. I think it's like a cooking show situation.
Okay.
It ends up on Meet Nurse Huckleberry. And this is kind of what happens here. I don't understand entirely what's happening here, but now I get notifications every time they go live. So
This stays PG, right? We have a young man here.
I don't know. Well, I mean,
this definitely looks like it's a.
I mean,
a
the
certain
guy's
genre.
name's
yeah.
oh
yeah,
god,
looks
that's
like it.
loud.
So there's a cat involved there. So either way, so let's talk about what everybody's
Goldberg.
talking about, Jelly Roll.
Oh,
That's your mainstream reach for SummerSlam this year, guys. And of course, we started it on NBC in prime time. So
Well, they just couldn't get Costco Tony, I guess.
no,
that's right.
please keep.
And don't
please-
forget, Cardi B is still going to be at SummerSlam.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so
All
I know
right.
who Cardi B is.
There
and
you go.
That is exciting.
And that's why WWE got you.
They got me briefly. They've gotten me very briefly. In
Yes,
doses.
yes.
Not making that Costco Tony money though.
But good on Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's lost a lot of weight too. He used to be. I used to see him at the Gathering of the Juggalos, and which is wild that he's like a huge thing now. So.
Oh yeah.
I think it's hilarious that Jelly Roll got a match before Travis Scott did.
Because he
I think
didn't
that's-
straight.
I think that's actually
because
hilarious.
he didn't shoot punch Cody Rhodes in the ear. So
I think that would have gotten him a match
Wait.
sooner, but
That would have gotten a match.
he got a WrestleMania moment. So dude
I-
got paid.
I have missed this story. Cody Rhodes got
Oh
ear punched by
He
Travis
got-
Scott.
yeah, when he turned at Elimination
Popped.
Chamber on Cody, or when John Cena turned after Elimination Chamber,
Uh-huh.
Travis Scott came out with Rock.
That's
they're
right.
they're beating down Cody, and he just straight cold cocked him in the side of the head.
Okay, so no one taught Travis Scott how to work.
Apparently
Nope.
not. So
by the way, in the chat room, Tina says that Emily, she has you.
Tina. I miss
And-
you.
and now you're best friends.
We're already your best friends.
oh,
I
excellent.
love Tina.
But anyways, yeah. So there's that. I mean, that's cool. That's the celebrity thing. They're gonna have fun with it. Randy Orton's gonna be on Jimmy Kimmel Live now because Jelly Roll's hosting it this week. I saw the ad last night for it.
I feel like I just took drugs.
Hey,
Like nothing you
Yeah.
said just made any
Like-
sense at all.
The
Well,
fact
I
that,
mean,
and I don't know if you saw the video of Jelly Roll getting Claymored directly in the face.
Mhm.
The acting that happens with Randy Orton trying to act like he's very distraught about Jelly Roll.
turns out Jelly
is-
Roll's like his best friend out of nowhere, like kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
I mean, there was that one time where he dapped up Jelly Roll and then immediately was contact high during that. But that, like, just seeing him try to act like he is caring for this is the same amount of effort he put into saying, "I will go to the papers if I have to."
I want to hear the heartfelt promo defending Jelly Roll.
Oh,
Like-
and you know Orton's going to do it.
Oh, that's gonna be some
Yes.
prize winning acting.
Ponder saying that we are in the happy Randy era. So
I have to say, I did like the promo that Logan Paul cut. on Jelly Roll, saying that Jelly Roll didn't deserve to be in his business
Oh god.
because he paved the way for that. I thought that was very funny, and I don't
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Logan Paul's promos typically.
Mhm.
Thought that was very funny.
Logan Paul, Johnny Knoxville came before you did.
Oh my God, that Johnny Knoxville match in Dallas was actually really good. So,
I'm frankly, this is making me miss the Knoxville days.
oh. Anyways, the system showed up on NXT tonight. That's cool. So I'm flipping through Facebook and see what's going on.
Don't you think it's kind of funny that Jelly Roll's going to be in a wrestling match? Like if somebody came up to the booker on like your local indie and they're like, "What's your name?" and he's like, "Jelly Roll," and he's like, "Not tonight." Like they would not let that through.
Oh,
That name would never. That would
Local celebrities on a wrestling show?
No, I'm just saying that like a
Banana,
wrestler
You say,
would never.
Wait. Hold up. Riz has got a
We
point.
have a wrestler named Super Hentai. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
Super
know what
Hentai.
the bar
That was a
is.
different
Y'all
era.
be
One
fine.
Super Hentai.
So you're saying that
two
if I
Banana,
Banana, yeah.
I'll throw in Bro, even though he's he's actually a wrestler. And I have somebody whose name is OK. It's like there's.
I'm really confused by
wrestlers
the
with-
OK kid every week.
Who's
that he comes
OK?
out. Yeah, his name's OK. He's
I
name's
love him.
okay.
He's the
one
most-
of my favorites, actually.
He's the most OK wrestler. He comes out with Banana a lot, actually.
I wouldn't let that go.
You
I
should-
wouldn't let
you
that
should
slide.
really-
That's a very limiting kind of gimmick. And
Matt,
don't
I
think
want you to
that-
start hanging out in the chat room on Thursday
Also,
nights.
please
Okay,
don't-
and give me
please
your
don't
honest
put it-
opinion.
I will begin consulting.
Yes, please start consulting on Thursday night fights.
And
Yes.
also, please don't Google wrestler OK, because it probably will bring up the one from WCW,
Oh.
and we don't want that.
So if I
we could also talk about who in WWF.
It's
Yeah, I know
true.
who.
so this is just teaching me that if I want to potentially get like booked on a wrestling show without becoming an actual wrestler, I just have to change my name to like Blueberry Muffin or something.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna have to change
it
that
might,
hair color,
It might
though.
already be taken.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a gimmick
You know
in
what?
Texas.
Oh, you know what
That's-
name isn't taken? I got it. Strawberry shortcake.
Heck
Definitely
yeah.
original. Not branded or taken from in any fashion,
No,
right?
no one's ever taken
No
that.
one. Does
Yeah,
not
but you
exist.
think Blueberry
I
Muffin,
would
I think,
try
was her best
apple
friend to be a
strudel.
no.
What's that, Mike?
I would try apple strudel.
Hmm.
That would be
Bran muffin.
Bran muffin.
I'm just
brandy
saying,
muffin.
Brandy.
Brandy muffin.
Jelly
yeah.
Roll is
I think she
easily
dances in
one
the
of the
club.
worst wrestler names ever, but no one's gonna say anything because
He's not a
he
wrestler.
came from outside wrestling.
'Cause he has
He's
a
not
Grammy.
wrestler.
Because he has a Grammy or
'Cause
something.
he has got a
Yeah.
He's making
Yeah.
a bunch of money as that name.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody has a Grammy.
Millie Vanilli's got a Grammy sword.
I do know a couple people with Grammys.
Yeah.
So
You work in any kind of music capacity for long enough, you have a Grammy.
yeah, doesn't Furzy have a Grammy that's around here?
You just-
And
Because they do like regional Grammys and stuff like
yeah.
that too. So like there's a billion production Grammys. There's Grammys
Yeah.
for every like type of music. We have at least 3 different polka people based in this region who are Grammy award winning polka
Yeah,
artists.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lots
yeah.
of the jazz group. Damn it. Sorg, so much information is just all
Apparently.
blanking out. Let's go to the chat room.
Let's go.
DP says, Emily, it needs to be raspberry tart.
And from the
That's quite good. That's
Yeah.
quite good.
That's
Ooh,
actually
white.
not bad.
Yeah,
a
that's
raspberry
very
tart
great.
and from the Tart family.
Damn it.
Watch out for her sisters.
Yeah, right. We're gonna start a whole dynasty.
Yes, that's right.
We don't have a dungeon, we have a bakery.
Listen, we'll try anything on Thursday night. So
Oh man.
I don't see anything with raspberry in cage match.
Thank you.
I want to know the
No one has
Um,
used the word raspberry in their name on Cage Match.
I don't see anything in raspberry.
That's incredible.
Really?
Are you serious?
would the heater be rhubarb tart?
Custard.
I'm trying to
custard
think of
tart?
some obscure berries now. Boysenberry tart.
Elvisberry?
Elderberry's good.
I gotta go 20 years in the past so I can actually like take this with me, become a wrestler because I can't now.
Honestly,
Boysenberry.
we should just run all this past Toni Storm.
You got to find me just some trainee for Thursday nights.
don't-
We're just giving it to her. You're raspberry tart now, girl.
Oh my
Get out
god,
there.
yeah! Just give me a kid. I'll just fill
What's
their
my
head with
character?
ideas.
I don't know. You're raspberry tart. Go get him.
You're the Tart family. It's starting with you, Raspberry. We're
But
gonna
I
add
don't
tables.
care. We'll fix it later. Don't worry. Just get out
I
there.
also just typed Tart into Cage Match. There is a Tart Foundation.
Oh no!
No.
I have it's they're inactive currently, and they only had 6 matches.
Oh
Okay.
man, that's up for grabs.
So I
That's
think
up for
we're
grabs.
okay.
That's up for
I
grabs.
think
When was the
we're
last
okay.
time they were active, Mike?
2021.
Oh, that's ours.
Give
we got
me-
that.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
our foundation.
It was Aaron Atlas and Matt Brannigan.
Matt Brannigan. Oh,
know
I
that guy.
adore him.
Really?
Yeah, he did one of our episodes. He's great.
Love it. Well, you're gonna have to bring him back and ask him about this now. So
Well, and knowing Matt Brannigan, I could understand why he was in the Tart Foundation.
okay. Jeez. Jeez. Living Color also has a Grammy, by the way, according to Tina.
Of
Well
course they
deserved.
do.
So,
Of course they do.
Yeah.
As they should.
I think Travis Scott has Grammys for all that stuff recently. So yeah, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, Logan Paul, where's your Grammy?
He probably
36 Mafia has
somehow
an
get one.
Oscar. Like
36
we could
Mafia
go all-
has
They have an
one?
Oscar
They do.
they
Wait,
have an Oscar.
for
for original song.
Yeah.
Was
hold
it for the
on. I'm looking at.
Hustle and Flow or whatever that was?
I think so.
Like hard out here for
Hard Out Here for a Pimp. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
By the
This
way,
is all you need to know about WWE's weekend, that the conversation has diverged that's so violently in this
Okay,
direction.
It's not that bad. Okay,
side
it
note-
wasn't
wait,
that
wait,
bad.
wait, wait.
WWE's weekend was
Hold on.
pretty darn
It was
good.
great.
Hold on.
Evolution
Point
was
of order.
fantastic.
Not
Point of
many
order.
people saw it. That's all
Point
I'm
of
saying.
order.
I watched Evolution. Can
That's
we
different
please
show,
talk
Sword.
about it?
Point of order. Point of order. Before we move on, I did ask ChatGPT
Oh, no.
to give me a description and an image of what the pro wrestler Raspberry Tart might look like.
Oh, man. Is this PG? Oh yes.
Oh,
yes!
That's
It's just angry Veda Scott.
That'll work.
That's
Yeah.
just me.
This
But
is
like,
I was
funny.
gonna say that's
like
Emma.
cut.
It really did kind of get your essence, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm.
It's like
impressed.
your soul reflecting.
And I didn't
that
even like
thing.
feed you into this or anything. It
No,
just
I mean,
knows.
And like you make me like 50% like better, more athletic looking. That's me.
I'm not gonna lie. TNA Knockouts champion within 6 months.
100%. I mean, she's tagging up with Harley Hudson. Let's be clear.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck! Harley Cameron and Raspberry Tart. That's the team. I
Yeah,
want.
that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
Also,
the team I want.
also,
If it
Tart-
makes you feel any better,
Tartly?
I am on that Harley Hudson hype train, so I'm with you right there.
When they brought in Harley Hudson, because yeah, they were fine. Well, we won't take it there. Evolution.
Mhm. Oh,
Tell me more.
Let's talk about
Mystery.
other women that I don't.
Evolution.
You want to
have
watch
feelings
Goldberg?
for.
Wanna talk
Cut
about
to the
Goldberg?
chase. Just tell me about this Rhea IYO match because I didn't see it. What's
Yes.
up? What happened?
Fucking ruled until
lot.
okay.
He
but-
fucking killed each other. It was great.
yeah, it was fantastic. And then the finish happened,
Mhm.
which was didn't make me as angry as I thought it would have.
Mhm.
But well, so spoilers. That
If you didn't watch
Naomi-
Raw,
If you didn't watch, yeah.
Yeah, if you
Well, Ben didn't watch
Raw,
it. Naomi cashed in her briefcase, and after Rhea and Io had killed each other, came in and capitalized and got the pin.
but of course, new champ.
I was super excited with it.
Yeah,
Because I thought Naomi's path was so clear. I thought Jade was just going to beat Tiffany. Naomi was going to cash in on Jade. Bob's your uncle, and we go from there. This was a welcome surprise.
okay, that's a really fair point, Mike. I hadn't really thought about that, and maybe that's like kind of innately why I wasn't as mad at this as I possibly could have been, considering that this match went so hard. It was so good
Mhm.
that I wanted a proper finish, and yet when this happened, I wasn't that pissed off about it.
Mhm.
Like, in any other context, I probably would have been livid.
Because now you've opened up this door that Rhea still hasn't gotten her win on Io, which has been this ongoing thing that Rhea, like for like a year, they keep having a match. Usually somebody else is involved, and she just can't get this win on Io, going all the way back to NXT now. Like Io is the white whale, and we're at this point where I think Bubba Ray and a bunch of others are calling like IYO SKY may be the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah, I think Lawler just came out with that like today
Mhm.
or yesterday. Filthy Tom just saying like,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that Tom Lawler is a huge fan of the Joshi, but like, yeah, basically saying like, I was wrong saying this person's the best wrestler. I was wrong saying this person was the best wrestler. Best wrestler is IYO SKY.
Yep.
And you can't argue. Like, IYO SKY's been killing it for how long? Like,
IYO SKY was part of that kick-ass match in Lucha Underground that I keep bringing up.
Mm-hmm.
Penta versus the Lotus Triad.
yes, Lotus Triad. Yeah.
It's all right there.
So yeah, I mean, we got Kyrie and Asuka not getting to do too much in their like position in Evolution, but of the trio of them, like she got to shine, and wow. I'm like, I'm never gonna knock Joshi versus a power wrestler. I'm never gonna like, I'm predisposed to love a match like IYO versus Rhea for lots and lots of reasons, and not just because of all the like inappropriate thoughts I have about Rhea Ripley. Like, it is.
Can we get into that on Patreon?
It is so good.
So say we all.
So say we all. Like, who among us? Come on. But
I mean, who wouldn't?
But this match was even better than expected. And also,
especially when it went outside. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But like the ref bump.
Yes.
Which awesome bump by Jessica Carr, by the way.
Oh God, she went so far.
Yeah, she's not used to taking bumps. I don't know if I've ever seen her take a ref bump. She sold it very well. And then we got to see them really like explore the space.
Yes. Yeah, and we got to see Rhea take control. We got to see IYO take control. We got both of them dragging each other around. We got a huge IYO jump from the like how far, how high.
My favorite IYO jumps are where you can't see where she's landing in the wide shot.
She was also, please forgive me if I got this wrong. This was several years ago at this point, but like War Games, she was the one who jumped off of
trash
the
can.
cave with a trash can.
Yeah.
So we've seen IYO do quite a bit from quite big heights, and all of it works. It all hung together. It never dragged. It didn't feel like there was unnecessary spots. It didn't feel as if anything like was like extraneous or they were like dragging things out. It was so tightly. Like, did someone else say that? I forget. Sork, was it you said that this was the work rate show? Like, there you go. That was your work rate right there.
And how do you continue a good feud that's face versus face? You add a chaotic heel. And
Mike,
Naomi has been killing it.
You're selling
lately.
me on this. You actually, like, you're making really good points here. Like, this is why it didn't bother me nearly as much as it would have otherwise. Because, like, you do that with another match. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that there's a precious young man here.
Have you heard the rest of the language on this show? We're
don't-
past that.
But I don't want to be the one responsible for that. Like, but yeah.
Listen.
Mason talks trash in our fantasy.
Yeah,
football
you should.
league.
You should
He
hear
knows
him.
what goes on.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Listen,
Listen,
don't even say
it takes a
Mason.
village
You
to
know
corrupt
you
a
do.
kid. Come on.
I don't want to be part of the corruption village. That's your stable right there, the corruption village.
Okay.
But yeah, I normally would have been real pissed about a finish like that, but it didn't really bother me. And Mike, I think you're illustrating all the reasons why. I think this feud is really good if you can keep an element in there that's going to like stir things up. And for Naomi, this is great. This is excellent movement for Naomi. Because after that Jade match, I kind of thought, okay, we're kind of stuck in a holding pattern for her.
Also, first African American woman to cash in, first African American woman Money in the Bank. It's all right there. Like it's fantastic.
First world champion? No, that's not right.
No,
okay,
that's not right. But just like, actually, the women's world championship, maybe this iteration, but that's neither here nor there.
That's true.
It was such a good moment for Naomi. Like, and it was the quintessential Money in the Bank cash in. Because she got her ass kicked earlier in the evening.
Yeah,
it's almost exactly what Rollins did with during the cash in against Brock and Roman.
Well, a Money in the Bank cash in doesn't doing it any other way doesn't make that much sense. Like the way you should always do a cash in is to cash it in after two wrestlers are almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes the most sense.
But not. It's
I'm
not.
not sure-
But
I'm
it's
not
not,
sure
it's
if
not always a
just-
three-way like that, though. You know, sometimes it's just you just come in and scoop up the person that just won it or something, right?
Yeah, but
So, yeah.
but this way, like
Yeah.
you're got two bodies on the ground, just run in and pin one.
Remind me who she got the pin on.
She got the pin on Io.
Yeah.
On Io? Okay, so she
Yeah.
did pin the champion. So, okay.
And now she can hold that over Rhea's head.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, she can.
She pinned her when she didn't. Okay, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, like, I liked how she inserted herself into the match because then it makes it a triple threat and she can use the briefcase.
Yeah, Mike, you got to be. I'm sold on this. Like, I was like feeling okay about it, and now I'm like, okay, thumbs up, across the board, totally good.
And also, we didn't waste any time on Raw. Like, Raw, they all opened the show and they're like, okay, screw it, triple threat match at SummerSlam. Perfect. Main event night 1 for me. That's like, if we can just add awesome Naomi to what was already a great match, sign me up. Main event night 1.
Yeah, this might have me watching SummerSlam. This might have me watching WWE. Like, that's been really hard to do in the past. So, like, after Evolution, but it did. I think this is why Evolution, even if it's not selling a ton of tickets, I think Evolution is crucial in their lineup of pay-per-views because it's guaranteed catnip for fans like me who are not sold on the product in general, but you get us in there with those stories and we're going to want to follow up. I did the same thing with the last Evolution, 7 years ago, but like I started watching WWE after the last Evolution. I started waiting off because they started to undercut some of the people that they had highlighted during that pay-per-view, which they tend to do. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why you have to have this pay-per-view.
I don't want to discount the fact. I don't want to make it sound like I don't think Evolution is an idea without merit. I'm just pointing out that well, I do hate women, but that's okay because there are wrestling companies made specifically for me. Can we delete that? Can we take that out?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that'll be gone.
Yeah,
okay, good. That's great.
Yeah.
We're gonna clip it. I'm gonna clip it right now on Twitch.
So
it's just
you
gonna
know
go
what?
on TikTok.
You know what? If Elmo can get away with that crap he pulled, then I can get away with this. All right, I'm okay. Somebody hacked my brain.
So coming back to Matt Hayden.
Getting back to this thing. I'm not saying that the Evolution idea is not without merit. I'm just saying without a lot of without real evidence of a sustainable, financially successful model. I just doubt that TKO is going to go back to that well.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Riz. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's not the. Every now and again, it's going to happen, and it's going to look like that. It's going to be, and then once it happens, we're going to see it in small doses. But whenever the small doses happen, they're going to pack a punch. You're going to have Io versus Rhea. You're going to have all that talent in that ring.
Triple threat match was very good as well.
Triple threat match was great.
In small doses, some niche idea, I shouldn't call it a niche idea, but having an all women's pay-per-view will work.
Comparatively,
now, it did go. It did go against a all in, but it still didn't need to. We still don't need to compare it between all in.
So for comparison part, but if we talk about, you mentioned attendance, just for in FYI for people who might be wondering what we're getting into here, about 13,000 plus for Saturday night's main event. Same arena, about 8,000 plus for Evolution. So,
yes, but you're missing a very large factor when it comes to selling tickets for that arena.
Yes.
At the same time, right across the street was a Beyonce concert.
You know what? That just speaks to a larger point.
Which night?
Sunday, not Saturday.
There you go.
Wait.
This speaks to a larger point. All right, and that is that WWE they want to try to take these spot shots. Let's just be real about the intention of running
Spot
3
shots.
shows on the same weekend as All In. And let's be real honest about the reason WWE actually did that, okay? And it wasn't because they were concerned about the Beyonce concert across the street. If they were using their heads and they were thinking and they were like, we want these shows to be as successful as they can be on their own, they wouldn't have run these 3 shows the same weekend as a Beyonce concert in the same damn city. The only reason they did it is they wanted to take a bite out of AEW, and it didn't work, and they all got swallowed up. 3 shows.
The only reason it was in Atlanta is because Goldberg. Evolution was supposed to be in a different city and state altogether.
You're probably right. I
know
don't mean
I'm right.
to get all fired up about this.
And again,
but it just
pull back.
I find it amusing when WWE sends these shows out there. They send an NXT show out there on a weekend like this. They send an all-women's pay-per-view out on a weekend like this. They don't send one of their mainline pay-per-views out on a weekend like this because that would be embarrassing if something like what happened this weekend happened to one of their main pay-per-views. But they'll be happy to send Evolution and NXT, whatever the hell they ran, and Saturday Night's Main Event. They'll be happy to send them out. They'll send their... Please, God, don't hit me. They'll send their B-tier PLEs out there to try to take a bite out of AEW. Okay. And they're basically just sending their kids.
You're allowed to hit them with the pillow.
Kids out, metaphorically, just sending their kids out to play in traffic and just waiting for the car to hit them. Wow. And that's what happened to NXT when this all started, when this whole damn thing started. Many years ago, and WWE just had to send NXT out on the Wednesday night to go up against Dynamite, and they got their ass beat.
NXT was already on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, and why?
Hold on. Simmer down. Whoa. Simmer down.
I'm not going to relitigate.
Simmer down.
That's okay.
Simmer down.
Okay.
So no, Mike. Mike. Hold off. Everybody's got to settle.
They do.
Point of order.
They do a disservice. They do a disservice to themselves by doing this. So they do a disservice
back off the argument
to the many talented women who performed on Evolution when they do things like this. They do a disservice.
Emily has something to say.
Okay, I'm out of here.
I'm just responding to like a very impassioned argument for Matt. So I don't want to be like naive about the business. Obviously, they put these shows on to make money. They put these shows to sell tickets. They put these shows on to make money.
Yes.
I think a show like Evolution and probably some of their other like pay-per-views, but Evolution specifically, I think Evolution is an investment show.
Yes.
I think to me, it's one of the shows that you run knowing that you're not going to be I think it is B tier when it comes to selling tickets. I think it always will be. It's the first Evolution undersold too.
For now.
What's that?
For now.
I was in the crowd for the first Evolution. You'd never know that place undersold, and all the merch was gone.
Yes, and you probably wouldn't have known it at the show this past Sunday either. Like the energy from that crowd was good. The like momentum for that crowd was excellent, and I'm sure that they did a killing in merch sales. So to me, you take a loss on your ticket sales, but what you are getting is you are getting lukewarm fans. You are getting non-WWE wrestling fans to watch this product. I knew a bunch of people who went to the first Evolution who hadn't watched any wrestling, but they were sold on it basically just by being told like some of the stuff that was happening.
Open another gateway. And regardless from this,
the girls and the gays want Evolution.
And they were in the crowd. That was like, there was a lot of it felt like the first 5 rows were all female when I looked at that thing. So, and the other thing, regardless of the ticket sales, regardless of anything else, and again, not being in the rooms where the conversations are happening with this stuff, but, regardless of what you did sell, regardless of whatever, you do have an opportunity to, there was a really good point of this. This is one of the, I don't know, maybe it was a Meltzer, maybe it was a Cornette, somewhere, maybe it was a Busted Open, but there was a line about, regardless of what's happening with ticket sales and being outsold, on ticket sales for the weekend, which is just one aspect. Is see my cost breakdown of what money they make from what in these companies that may need vetted over on the Facebook group. But maybe more important to this is they got the last word on social media. Regardless of how big All In is, and you got your Costco guy. I don't think there was any other big mainstream stuff happening All In, but it did serve the wrestling fans. But WWE will win almost always the social media game, because they had a Jelly Roll spot, they had the Bill Goldberg spot, and then they had the Evolution spot. And of course, as you see on Monday, they have the headlines for the weekend for the most part, because they're tied into that mass media between all of their deals and their reach out and everything like that. I'm sure there's coverage around All In as well, because wrestling's hot enough right now that they're just going to cover everything. But still, but it doesn't matter, because in Greenville, Pennsylvania, the big news was the wrestling in the backyard that was on the front page one day. So, because I go to the VFW to have a drink with my nephew, and they're like, "Oh, the wrestlers were in town." I'm like, "Yes, I know the wrestlers that were in town." And they were at somebody's backyard party, apparently. And then one of the writers from the Record Argus was a referee, so for the hometown paper. So, and that's who really won the game, was Greenville, Pennsylvania. Anyways, we got to get moving on here before we get into another argument. A lot of great stuff from this weekend.
I just wanted to make a point. That's all.
There's a lot of points here, but my point is Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. SliceOnBroadway.com, the #1 cheese pizza in the world, according to a plaque on their thing that they got in Vegas. Rico and the folks up there, got to hang with them here again tonight, and always a great crew. So go check them out, SliceOnBroadway.com. Oh no, I deleted my corner thing. Oh no, don't save this one. Anyways, with that, it's time to find out, what did we learn from wrestling this week?
Mason, what'd you learn?
Oh God, who do we have go first?
Let's start with Mason.
Let's let Junior here go first.
There you go. Finish that pizza slice. Thank you for the commercial there, Mason. He's like, it's so good he can't talk.
It just started stalking Dominic Mysterio everywhere.
Did you say the prayer last night?
No, I missed it.
He's in the back about the Adam Pearce is telling him about how he's getting reevaluated by medical next week, and if he doesn't, he's getting a match. If he passes, he's getting a match with AJ. And in the background is just AJ just praying, just straight up praying. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And Dominic's like, stop it. And then he starts praying for it not to happen, and walks away. It was a tremendous backstage on Raw.
Were they fighting over God's love?
I think they were in that moment. Yes.
Super duper. I love it.
Oh, I
don't know what to say. That was a hell of a lot of wrestling over the weekend, and you know what? Even if you're not watching all the wrestling, it's still a hell of a lot of fun to talk about the wrestling. So I'm glad you all let me come back.
Absolutely.
I hope it didn't cause too much trouble.
Well, I don't know.
Mad Mike, I just want to say, I still love you. I'm very sorry.
I love you.
I'm sorry we can never find common ground on this topic.
No.
We're just gonna keep doing this over and over again.
And it's worse because everybody's on Zoom, so it's like we can't
happening.
If you run Evolution every year during Women's History Month, when WWE traditionally doesn't run a pay-per-view because they're building to WrestleMania in smaller venues like they were planning to do before Goldberg decided he wanted to wrestle in Atlanta on Beyonce weekend.
Yeah.
And that's how you fix that.
I think
just because Goldberg thinks he's bigger than Beyonce.
I think that's a great idea.
He is bigger than
Beyonce. I think that's
I don't know about that.
I think that's a great idea because, yes, I think that's a great idea. Just don't stop. They're not going to stop. Why am I even talking about it?
The arena that Evolution was supposed to be in had a capacity of more than half of what the one that they ended up running in.
I mean, I
think WWE for it, and then
is never going to stop being this way. You know, that the pettiness will never end. So anytime it kind of like blows up in their face, and it's hard to even say it blew up in their face. I mean, obviously they've had a successful weekend themselves.
They had a weekend takeover, in Atlanta.
Gunther and Goldberg. I was watching with the sound down. It looked like it was a delight. I mean, who could have possibly expected? If anyone was up to that challenge, it was our boy Gunther.
Stood up to the assignment and did well. Yes. Emily,
I'm just happy Goldberg.
Emily, what did you learn?
It's my turn, Mike.
It's your turn. Let her
talk.
What did I learn? I spent a lot of my time watching wrestling in the past 2 weeks, so I learned that I really missed watching wrestling. I learned that a lot of new names of people in WWE. A lot of wrestlers I didn't know and could not name for you now. Also, I learned that WWE was not at all interested in doing a long burn with Mariah May and Jordan Grace.
No.
They definitely set up a very similar story to what former Mariah May, now Blake Monroe.
Did you see the makeover video from Tuesday on NXT?
No.
It was fantastic.
Because it was what they were like, Jordan's like, I thought we were gonna work out together or train together, and she's like, yes, come here, and like they did a whole makeover, make
Did she call her muscle muppet?
Yes, she did.
Yes,
Okay.
she did.
I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This story happened over a period of what, a month?
Roughly a month. Yeah.
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 So they were not interested in a long burn at all, which actually I'm kind of glad about. Like, because they could have just decided to do a repeat of the Toni Storm storyline, but with Jordan Grace and like frame it a little differently. But instead they were just like, let's blow it up right away. I don't know where this puts the Blake Monroe character or like what that leads to for either of these characters, but I'm kind of okay with them like pivoting pretty quickly from this, because I was ready for like a 6-month rehash of a lesser rehash of what we saw in AEW.
And in the meantime, you have JC Jane and Masha Slamovich's Slammiversary now title for title. So
title for title.
Yeah, I'm silly to think that Masha could take this, right? Like that's not gonna happen.
I don't know.
That's not gonna happen.
The
but
Trick is the NXT champion.
Also, did
or
you see
TNA champion?
Did you see for Bloodsport? It's Masha versus Natty.
My God. Oh my God.
Oh, that's fun.
Like I'm just getting present after present. This is why I'm like back into wrestling, friends. I'm like back. Now you have to have me back like sooner than a year.
Yes.
Like Natty Neidhart is amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So excited for Natty. So yeah, what I learned from wrestling this weekend is that I really missed wrestling. I'm glad to be watching it a lot more.
Real quick before we move on, I want to get the chat room here. Oh God, this is stuck. Oh no.
The chat room's buzzing.
There we go. It is buzzing. A lot going on there. So is this what? No, that's not. Hold on. Where's the learning started? There's just a lot of commentary.
Bonner says, I learned that it's important to have clean lips.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, all four of them.
All four.
Matt Birch learned that Nick Wayne was my MVP of the weekend because he had a killer match with Titan on ROH. He did, absolutely. That I think more people should be talking about, and his heel turn on Christian was perfect. So there you go. Also learn
Christian a bad guy though?
Yeah, you can turn on a
He has been, and we'll see if he is, because he was told to go find him.
Yes, exactly. They're toying with a redemption arc, and then Edge left his like big weird toothbrush with Christian.
That's right. and they got to get back together so they can sell that planking device that's all over my Instagram feed right now. Yeah. So
I think they're going to do a run-in.
Yeah, they got that dad bod situation. I hope they hit somebody with the plank pad.
I did appreciate that Edge and Christian had the same exact hairstyle again.
Oh,
I appreciate
facial hair and all.
I appreciate that Christian is sticking to the turtleneck, even though it's like, July in Dallas. They just went sleeveless.
I'm waiting for Christian to unveil a phone. Matthew Birch also says that the Psychedelic Rules match from last week's 880 TNF was still my favorite match from all the wrestling I've seen this past week. Listen, it involved a shark. It involved some music cues. It was the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever shot. And also, it's not the first thing with the shark in wrestling that we filmed.
I would be shocked if that was.
It's true.
I was going to say, there have been a lot.
COVID was wild. I was actually thinking about releasing a certain match from COVID that we haven't released, that we talked about.
That match?
That match?
Are you allowed to?
I checked the statute of limitations on that potential misdemeanor.
Potential misdemeanor?
And I don't know, maybe
I don't played like a felony.
I don't think it's a felony, but I did look it up. If I got brandishing a weapon right, wherever that landed, it says 3 years, so I think we're okay.
Why don't you have one of your many wrestling lawyer friends to have a look at it?
Well, I think it would be perfect for the comeback of that promotion. But also, I learned that I already said that Antoine Scott, who's going to be, we're doing a panel at Techo this weekend down here in Pittsburgh. I also have a media pass as well, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with it. So I'm gonna go around and I don't know. Maybe I'm just like teach this old guy anime kind of thing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I also need somebody to come with me and help me with tech. So we gotta figure that out too. And also we're gonna be doing a panel with Antoine here, just like we did at I believe it was the Sakura project, if I'm not mistaken. Where it's gonna be I'm gonna be on it this time, and MV Young is gonna be joining us as well. So come talk wrestling with us. There is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think 6:30 p.m. Somewhere around there. It's going to be on the schedule there on Friday. So look forward to that, and we'll be filming it, of course, and having that up there too.
Message me in private, please.
Okay, we're gonna have a side conversation. Tina learned that there is something for everyone in wrestling, and Ospreay Danielson was the duet we didn't know we needed. Oh, that's right. I heard they were singing at Starrcade. Yeah, karaoke.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Sangawa. I'm sure I'm still fucking it up, but you get the idea. It was a fun time. Beastman had fun there too. So Glenn was in a car on Zoom.
Was there already not a Beastman anime?
He was in Japan for a minute, so Mad Mike, what'd you learn?
Anime.
Mad Mike, what'd you learn?
I learned that injuries suck.
Mm-hmm.
Especially timing of injuries when people are just getting hot and off the ground. I hope that our favorites are able to come back as soon as is healthily possible. And this is just a small list that I can think of off the top of my head. Owens, Adam Cole, Liv Morgan, Seth Rollins, Chad Gable, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pay-per-view card.
Yeah.
That's a pay-per-view card. Those 5 individuals. And it sucks that when I saw Adam Cole walk out in his street clothes, I just felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
Because it's Adam Cole. Adam Cole, one of the nicest men in wrestling.
Absolutely.
One of the nicest men in wrestling. Just it has to be said. And the fact that he didn't even get it was a non-contact injury or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. But
it sounds like it.
So
it does sound like it was a concussion.
Yeah.
It was so bad. The word on the street is it was so bad that he had to get talked down from retiring on the spot and announcing it at that point. So that's why there was kind of an off mention.
There's a part of me that hates that he was talked out of it.
Yeah.
Because let's be real. Retiring is the right choice for your health.
And also,
so there are people saying, no, keep potentially doing this so that you can.
But also, don't announce it because you don't know how this is going to go. You don't know where you'll be in a year.
Here's the thing. It's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Retirements don't mean anything.
Exactly. Retire and then you're out of wrestling forever. Oh, look, 6 years later, there you are back in wrestling.
Yeah,
retire and then 6 years later, you do a podcast with Sheamus and accidentally fall off your bike and realize, hey, I can bump again.
Yeah. Edge, Christian, Page, and Bryan Danielson. There's
AEW is the place where wrestlers who were told you should not be wrestling again come back to wrestle.
Who's the guy that had a fucking brain tumor? I'm blanking on it. Shibata?
Shibata.
Shibata, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a brain tumor, but point taken. Thank you.
Yeah.
It wasn't a brain tumor, but it was.
He had brain surgery.
Yeah.
He had his brain removed from his body.
He did not have his brain removed from his body.
Okay,
well, we can keep saying
he
that.
He had brain surgery.
Yep.
I think Riz, what did you learn?
First of all, I'm very skeptical of the Seth Rollins one. Second of all, I learned that my favorite moment of the weekend of professional wrestling, was the Mr. Iguana versus Santino match.
Oh my God, yes.
I never thought topping the Rumble where Santino and Mick Foley did the spot with the Cobra and the sock would have ever been topped. The Iguana got involved in this match with the Cobra, and they did the stare down and they did the whole thing, and then spoiler alert, Santino attacks the Cobra, or attacks and almost killed it. And the play on that was perfect. I heard, like in that video, I was hearing kids crying. Like it yes.
This is wrestling. This is wrestling right here.
If you're not making kids cry.
Yeah, what are you even doing?
What are we even doing here?
Like the Star Wars style battle between Snake and Lizard was pretty epic, especially with the fog machine going. Also epic. That's what I learned.
I learned that I do not hate that the AEW championship was not seen for almost a year. It was something different. It was kind of bold to say, hey, we're literally not going to show you our championship for a year for this thing. Like, it is like the ultimate. In retrospect, I know in the moment there were some points where it felt long in the tooth, but I feel like the Death Riders did a very hardcore NWO, right? They were taking over. They were running roughshod. It was AEW versus these guys. They literally took like the soul of the company and hid it in a briefcase for like what 10 months, right? Like I think that was pretty. And again, it led to a great like victory moment at their biggest show of the year. Yeah. You know, and I think that was a really good story to tell. They interweaved, you know, Ospreay and the Swerve Hangman thing, and it's this big tapestry of something, and it had some real kind of superhero moments, I think, on Saturday with that. And I think that was like they built some really good long-term stuff here.
I think they did a really nice job also of dovetailing in the Bucks and their kind of their soullessness in this storyline, and really buying into this idea of like a corporate image and being these like power players in this company, the EVPs, and like flaunting that. And like, so you had these two sides of like power dynamics, like, you know, taking control. You had the like brute violence, and then you had the capitalist arm. And so it showed you these like two sides of like malevolent energy. And so what you needed to combat that was like a lot of conflicting forces of revolution, and those didn't always play well together. So they had to sort it out. That was the lovely thing about the Swerve Hangman interaction that showed on Collision, was that it's not so much like in of itself bearing the hatchet between these two men. It's more of identifying the fact that like, in order to overcome these two forces, we have to work together. As uneasy and as unhappy as we are about some of these things, the trauma that we are carrying from this will continue to linger. We still need each other in this moment. Having people recognize that, having Hangman come out to his original theme, all of these things. And you're right, like there was a power in showing the AEW belt again, and having that like restored invisibility, having the Bucks like earlier lose their EVP titles, and then having Moxley lose the title, being able to restore AEW in some way, in some crucial way. Yeah, it's really good wrestling storytelling. It's some of the best that you'll get.
It's good stuff. On that note, Emily, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me back. It's been too long.
Welcome to the party. Matt Crons, thank you for coming back randomly.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Riz, Mad Mike, and everybody out there. Intern John.
And Mason.
And Mason. Hi. And chat room sticking with us all night and still going relatively strong, actually. So for this late and long show. Oh my God.
Buff Eagle Sorg.
Yeah, and also, as always, thank you for Riz to say again, praise so I can Buff see Eagle. The Buff Eagle. I will praise Buff Eagle. Praise Buff Eagle again.
Praise Buff Eagle.
There you go. On that note, thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for Patreon, where I think we're going to probably talk about Superman and maybe a little bit of Mason Mania
And the
is
Muppets.
on there too, and the Muppets. Thank you. This has been your Mayhem show for the week. Mayhem out.
Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.